So they didn't hear that then.
Didn't hear that, unfortunately.
Oh,
Maybe you should say it again.
You'll never know.
Want to keep talking about things popping out of Aiden?
We were talking about inspiration. Thank you so much.
Insert what?
What? Insert anything.
Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
Hello, people of the internet.
hello. Remember, get your biff on.
Oh god, I hate you.
Remind me what that was again?
It's no, actually, you know what? I was gonna explain it, but no, I'm not going to. Almost got me there.
Kayla, how about you explain it?
The only thing I know is it's something that Hannah started on one of Max's
I
streams.
didn't mean to, y'all.
Oh,
I did not mean
right.
to.
Lift up, right? That's how that works?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Regardless of what you say, you all
Before you
suck.
start, make sure you are all hydrated.
Listen, it wasn't as bad as Yift Up, you know?
Yift up? I'm sorry. Was that a thing?
It was, I think it was, he was working
is
on
now.
a scaly character, so it did come up.
Yeah, whatever.
Thank you, Rubik's Cuber. I am well hydrated today.
I filled up my water bottle.
Oh my god, trying to monitor the audio on the stream is really hard when you guys are all talking, so it's like hearing everything on a 5-second delay. Ugh.
Everyone talk at the same time right now. 1, 2, 3, go.
No,
Blah,
no.
blah, blah,
Blah,
blah,
blah.
You guys
What?
suck.
Brother,
Thank you. Hey, I may not be here for the whole thing. I got a busy day ahead. It's okay, Account. I'm glad you're here now. Glad to have any of you here now. I'm sorry for our friends on the other side of the pond. I know it's early. I know it's late/very early for you guys. But this is when we play. Mixing myself a martini. It's not a martini,
All right,
it's
so
a
chat,
hydration
who's doing
drink.
the recap? I did it last week, so
Alright,
I'm
chat,
up for
yeah.
it.
Vote on the recap. I am out of the running also because
Mac,
I was not here.
absolutely not.
No, I was not here for like any of the session. In my
Hey,
defense.
I was in the running for recap last session, and I missed most of the first session, so no,
No,
you're in
fuck
it.
off. I run the stream. I'll turn the screen off.
That's why Sai takes notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should all have read it.
Alright, we have one vote for Taz.
You guys, come on!
2 votes for
Chat just
Taz.
shoved you in front of the bus.
Look,
Hey, to be fair, I
that's
did
just
not
what
say
you
a
get.
damn thing to throw Taz under the bus. That was not my fault.
I'm just
Oh, we
saying,
gotta vote for Road.
being the most lovable character comes with consequences.
That's
That's what
No.
happens.
3 votes for Taz. I'm fairly sure that Sean McTaggart saying Ta
No,
meant Taz.
sorry. No, it just
No,
says top.
no, we got 2 votes for Road.
4 votes for Taz, 2 for Rhodes so far.
I feel like I should at least get inspiration if I have to do the frickin'
Oh,
recap.
Sean McTaggart filled it in, said Taz, so
Did
we're gonna
it?
count. We're gonna count that twice because he sent it twice.
No way, that doesn't count. It already gets 1 vote. You got
Another
one.
Melon
Right.
Man,
Taz.
Taz.
Do I at least get inspiration if I do
Oh,
it?
I got one.
I'm fine with that.
no.
That if you're voted to do the recap, it'll still be up to chat who does it. But if you do it, then yeah, you get inspiration for the day.
All right. Now I kind of want
Ooh,
it.
Hannah, you don't get to go in there and vote for
I do
Max.
get to go in there. I'm watching the stream, I get to vote.
I see how it is. Let's see here. Road.
Oh, and that would be such a shit show account if all of us tried to do it at once.
Lilith, you cannot vote in the chat. You are part of this. I recognize that
That's what Hannah
username.
did, though.
Hey, I'm watching
What
the
if we
stream. I
do
get a
one-
vote.
No, you don't get a vote. You're participating in the stream.
Oh, we got 2 more for Road.
Poll closes in 1 minute.
What do you mean 2 more per road? Pestilent viewers just typing it a bunch of times.
No, if you get to count, Sean, whatever his name is, as twice.
Oh, look at how many are coming in for road now.
Hannah, I see you, and Melon Man, you can't change your vote.
You did change it.
Viewer, Pestilent Viewer, Melon Man, 28 Lily, all of those are for road.
Okay. I don't agree with the results of this. I want everyone to...
All right.
Fuck, what's the...
Polls are closed.
Everyone go storm the Wizards of the Coast capital.
All
Get
right.
in there.
Votes are closed. Road and Taz roll off.
Are we...
Rolling.
Oh, we're doing rolls.
Yeah.
Rolling.
All right.
Rolling.
And you gotta do the DDD dice. No fudging your rolls here.
Jesus criminy, that's not good for me. Are you
That's
kidding
not
me?
good for me either.
Oh,
We rolled the same.
Okay, roll again.
Roll.
Roll Tide! Fuck!
The most exciting roll of the night.
Yeah, baby!
Alright, you win. I guess you get to do the recap.
Nice try. Nice try.
This is some bullshit! I wasn't here! I was eating Chinese food!
But I was listening to the whole thing.
Alright.
True, you did say
All
that.
right.
That's a direct quote.
That is a
from
direct
one
quote.
Marcus
I got in
Norman.
trouble for actually listening during a family dinner.
Just
So
tell
to
them
be
it's your
fair,
job.
I could
They'll
not hear
understand.
you guys, which is why I've bumped up your guys' gain so much. Hopefully hopefully chat. Go ahead and tell me, are you able to hear the other players better than you were last week? Oh, thank you, Z King Shorts. All right, yes, okay. Apparently, they're able to hear you guys a lot better than last week, which is good because I put your gain at like
A
plus
million.
15.
I mean,
All right, so
a lot
Rob,
of us
what did
could
we do?
use gains.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, last week we had a new player by the name of
Ash caught him.
Yeah, Ashley caught him. Who smuggled some wine? I believe I want to say they smuggled some wine up
Apple
somewhere.
whiskey and cider.
Huh?
Apple whiskey and apple cider.
Apple whiskey and apple cider. Yep, that's it. That's it.
Trollixon, my god!
Trollaloxin, stop it!
I support you doing whatever you want.
Thank you,
Trololo.
Trollaloxin. I appreciate you. I believe Othala was caught having an affair with a waiter at the restaurant she was eating at.
You are so funny. Oh, this is the funniest. Read the fucking recap.
all
that Cy
of
wrote.
Kayla's... No, I refuse to read the recap. You're making me do this. I'm doing this my way. Kayla and Othala went out to dinner where they were served apple cider vinegar by Ashley Cottam in glasses. Let's see here. Mithra was doing some sciencey experiments, I believe, or was that the session before? No, I think that was last week. They did some magic-y sciencey experiments and found out that they were manipulating time, maybe?
You're
And-
gaslighting time. Good for you.
I don't know. And then got sent down to do some investigation for some reason because they're a student. And then Taz and Rode got thrown into a well. Taz got thrown out of the well, and as they were cranking Rode out of the well, Rode decided he didn't want to leave the well. He wanted to be a frog, and he stayed at the bottom of the well. And then he found like a tunnel that led to a room with a shit pipe in it, and wanted to avoid the. I love me doing the recap. This is great, and I'm getting inspiration for this.
I feel like if you're point of this was to do such a bad job that I felt I wanted to intervene. You're succeeding.
Oh, I just found the notes recap. I've been looking for it this whole time. Okay,
This
let's
is what
see
it's like
here.
to have an unreliable narrator.
Unreliable narrator. Taz and Rode got in a fight with some guys on the other side of the door in the shit pipe room, and they kicked the shit out of them. It was great. No, they Rode and Taz got beat up pretty much immediately. They got some licks in, but it wasn't great. Then as they were getting interrogated, trying to figure out why the Rode and Taz were in this room, and Thara showed up, also got captured. And as far as I know, the session ended with the three of them being ganged into some sort of rebellion. And that's as far as I remember. Let's see, episode 2, Dinner Rebellion. Let's see here. Yep. The dwarf. Rode explains how he kicked a guard in the balls. Othala arrives in a hideous red dress to the unlucky Penny. Goes to a public room to watch a performance with Kayla. Ashley is sent to take some apples, air quotes, apples, to a private room. Fucking dealing drugs here? You guys are weird. Mithra Rue pops towards the chapel, pointed out. After weighing her options, realized blah blah blah. Oh yeah, Mithra was like following like Rode and Taz's whole thing. So yeah. Alright, that's it. I think I did a good job. I think everyone who did not watch oh shit, I should be streaming this. Or recording this. Record.
Trolloxin! You are out of control.
Trolloxin, I don't even have the stop it.
Garo, I vote that Marcus gets negative inspiration, whatever the opposite.
Here's the thing, like, it was kind of right.
Yeah!
The details were all wrong, but the structure was there.
Yeah! The structure was there. The
So-
story had a beginning, a middle, and an end. Absolutely
You know,
factual.
what I'm envisioning this being kind of like, you remember Cone from Bleach?
Yes.
Yes.
At the end of each Bleach episode, or the beginning or whatever it was, where the little stuffed lion would describe what happened last week. That's kind of the energy that's here.
I respect it.
I love it. It's great.
So yeah, it's completely wrong, but you know, it's fine. You got the basic plot line.
From an outsider's perspective, you don't know.
Hey, for somebody who wasn't here last session, they got everything they needed.
Don't open that! Is there air? You don't know! Sorry. Alright.
So
It's the abridged version.
Thank you, Trolloxin.
So, yeah, as we come into today's session, we are going to pick back up with the group at the Lucky Penny.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Rubik's Cuber. Ashley, unfortunately, will not be able to join us today because they are out of town dealing with crimes that they were caught because they were dealing apples where they shouldn't have been. So.
Yep, she's in prison.
Oh my
She's
God.
going to prison, I should say.
So, but yeah, so we're gonna come back in there. So we, as I fully my mind entirely goes blank. So as we come into today's session, we're gonna join up with Othala and Kayla, who are up in the private room of the tavern/concert venue, the Lucky Penny, up on floor 195. So fairly wealthy district.
Wealthy fairies. Sorry.
This was brought on by a conversation between Kayla and Othala, in which they are both trying to help pad out the guest list for Othala's party that she's trying to put on in about a week and a half. So, you guys have so far met Karin Brightscale, the Dragonborn owner of the Lucky Penny. And he has promised to introduce you at the end of the show to Nara Knotwhistle, the performer who has drawn such a huge crowd here tonight.
I'm gonna climb him like a mountain. Jesus. Sorry.
So,
You didn't
yeah,
have a
that's
picture
what
for him last time, did you?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think the horns are for?
Handled.
Yeah.
For when you need to get that full 8 seconds. Rodeo puns.
All right, but yeah, so the owner of the Lucky Penny has promised to introduce you to Nara Knotwhistle. The show went on. It was pretty electrifying, very intense. And then, as the star of the show comes up to be introduced to the wealthy scion of the most wealthy family in Maelhaven, Kayla, you would be the one to notice that the wait staff, the waiter who was there taking care of you and Othala for most of the night, has slipped out the back, letting that or disappearing for the time being.
I mean, it's probably for the best. She wasn't that good of a waiter anyways. She kept messing up my order.
I'm gonna when
Oh my
Kayla
God,
brings
you
this
were
up, I want
Karen.
to check my wallet and make sure all of my things are still.
Sure, yeah, all of your possessions appear to still be in your
I suppose
possession.
most of it I carry in Jeeves anyways, so
Yeah.
not too much of a risk.
Jeeves is definitely like taking up a full corner of the room here.
I want to smack Jeeves.
Why? He's like a good boy.
Just lick him.
Don't do that.
It'll drive her nuts. Lick him.
For those of you who are not ancient internet dwellers as I am, there used to be a website called Smack Jeeves, which was a webcomics like archive, and the website was named Smack Jeeves.
I'm pretty sure you're younger than me, and I don't even remember that.
Well, then I don't know.
Maybe it was just a you thing. Maybe you just made it all up.
To be fair, I have
No, I
more
remember it.
experience with webcomics than you do, so yeah.
Oh,
That's fair,
follow the gaslighter. Jeez Louise.
Well, look, we've all
if
met my
I
mother.
don't remember a
We've
thing,
all met
then
my
the
mother, I'm
thing
not.
obviously didn't exist.
That is very on par.
Y'all
for
are
Othala,
punk
though.
asses.
Yeah, you're good. I'm trying to, it's hard to like go fully in and out of character. So like once I start playing Othala, I'm just gonna be more sassy than normal. So just be prepared. I promise. I love you all.
Okay.
I don't.
So after the show, Ashley has gone ahead and slipped out the back. Nobody's there. Something who's there. It's been a long time since I listened to Fort Minor, but the lyrics are in my brain somewhere. Nara Knotwhistle is brought upstairs to speak with you. And after your subliminal conversation with Karin earlier, Nara comes in and she kind of like kicks over a stool, and this woman is all of like 3'6". But her presence is that of like a giant. She is oozing confidence and just kind of like radiating amicability. So she comes in and like hooks a stool around with one foot while she's like slinging her lute, her guitar up around the other side. And she looks and like and eyes quickly like clock Kayla, and then move over to Othala. So Nara then asks you the question that we ended off last time. So, I hear you want to start a fire.
Dear, I'm looking to start an inferno. And Othala will like step slightly forward and sort of extend her hand out to the woman, like to like as if she's going to shake her hand.
Yeah, she reaches out with her left. So, and like, this is an odd moment for you, because she reaches out and like does the little dainty like hand, like you're supposed to reach out and kiss it, which, if in all societies that you have been a part of, like that is it's an indication of station. The lesser always kisses the hand of the greater, and so it kind of really throws you off for a second when Nara is the one to present her hand, and extremely subtly kind of putting you in your place.
Interesting. I thought that was gonna be my job, but I will I'll like look down at her hand and then look up and raise like an eyebrow kind of like playfully, and I will kiss her hand. And then stand back up at my full height, and take a step back away from her.
So lovely to scrape the upper crust. Now, y'all asked for this meeting. How what were you hoping to gain from it? Clearly, I'm here to pay homage to the greats of our society, but that doesn't tell me what you want. And as like her expression goes from like congenial to like full, just like business mode in the space of a sentence. Now, what's a rich lady like you want to do with just a little old me?
Garo, you mentioned last time she had some sort of magical something around her skirt that had like little flames.
Yeah, so she has kind of like the historically inaccurate like belly dancers at the Renaissance Festival, where they've got like all the charms and jingles and everything like all around their skirts. Nara has the image doesn't show it very well, but like Nara has like draped around her skirts there like chains of beads and charms, like to make the jingling sound as she like dances.
Mm-hmm.
One of those chains has a series of silver flames.
I will gesture to the piece and just be like, gesture to the flamed chain and be like, it's a beautiful piece. I'd love to know more about where you got it.
Speaking of which, you just said it's a beautiful piece. Did you like point out anything specific, or?
I point to the piece with the flames. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were asking.
Okay, so to her beads. Oh, honestly, I don't even remember where I got these anymore. All of these are the personal effects of a performer. But make an insight check.
I will do that.
Why does the singer look like the blue fairy from the Sleeping Beauty before she retired and like became a dressmaker? I don't remember that movie.
Okay, me. Oh, I like her character art. That's cute. Hold on. Where's my dice? Which dice do I want to roll?
The electronic one.
That's not the one I want. Let's roll my Othala dice.
Really wish I had the time and energy to make all of the art.
I'm not very good at insight. I have a -1, so that's an 11.
You'd think you'd have more business savvy.
I am very good at paying attention to business transactions and stuff written on paper, but I'm not very good at paying attention to anything other than myself and how I am perceived. So that's what I'm for flavor. I'm more into myself than anybody else.
What character was it? Business. Was that
That was a BoJack Horseman, I think. That was
Oh God.
frick, the three kids in a trench coat that Princess Carolyn dated.
I'm doing business stuff. Or was it from the Lego movie when she was doing the exposition? It cuts to his imagination, and it's just like, Lord, business, and then exposition. Tragic backstory, because he wasn't like paying attention to anything.
Could be.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thanks,
so
thanks, pestilent viewer. I made those dice myself.
So, on an 11 insight, that's still not like a bad roll. But you're not quite getting. So what you do notice on an 11, Nara does have some telltale. Well, okay, let's tailor this to Othala's experience. Nara, what you get is some telltale, like you can see light swelling and like puffiness of the skin of her face. Her face is much younger than like her hands and arms. Like she's had some work done. So that's what you get on an 11. But you're not quite picking up what she's putting down, if that makes sense.
What was the last thing she said to me? She said something about just like a performer's adornments.
Yeah, I don't know where I get half of my accessories. These are just kind of the accoutrement of a performer.
I do not know what that means. I, the player, do not know what she's
accessories. Yeah, you were asking her about her jewelry.
Yeah. Right. Well, I know you don't have a lot of time. I'm here because I'd like to proposition you to perform at my party, among other things. But first and foremost, let me explain, and I will kind of detail the idea I have for the party that's happening in a week, where I want to kind of bring upper class and the working class sort of together for this party, and kind of explain, like, I'm trying to like sort of build a bridge here as part of a thing, but I don't know how I am not smart enough to use subtext, but Othala would probably, in the subtext, you would get the idea that she also wants to find people of like mind as her that are unhappy with the way things are being run. So she'll say something along those lines as well.
A little
So,
too advanced
I guess
for me. Can we do like the subtext of the subtext?
Yeah,
Sorry,
so the Cliff's Notes of that there.
Yeah. So, wait, what?
What the Cliff's Notes? Like, what are you trying to communicate? Like you were trying to be a little subtle there, but
Yes, I want to convince her to perform because I am looking for more people
okay.
like her that are and use her sort of as aid to form a distraction or something. You know what? I don't even know what I want. I don't know. I just want things
I think I
cool
get
and-
it.
You see what I mean? Like
there was a little bit of like Maka said, like subtext on subtext, and I lost track of the layers.
That is me. That's always subtext on subtext on subtext.
Trololoxin, thank you for the 5 membership gifts.
Can hear the tension in voice just
God.
like So okay, so if that's
awesome,
the
Trololoxin.
intent of what you're going on, go ahead and make it a persuasion check. If you want to try to phrase it in like in the common English, then we can see whether or not your argument is persuasive enough to warrant advantage.
Let me think. Hold on. Where's my persuasion? It's pretty good.
I have to make a Trolux and NPC and insert it somewhere in this campaign.
I I
For
guess
Lolazan, you may be the proprietor of the bad investment. We'll see.
That's a vaunted title right there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's intense.
To get this universe's version of the keeper. You know what? That's fine. You're the DM. Do you do you? Yeah.
Before
Okay.
I roll.
Yeah,
before
if
I
you
roll,
want to try to like persuade me in English, then we can see if that warrants advantage.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get a gauge. So I know I didn't roll a very good insight. But I guess, does she seem like the kind of person that wants to be spoken to frankly? I mean, she did seem to kind of say something in a roundabout way. I'm just trying to match
Oh,
her communication.
with the 11, this. So aside from the Botox, the Manticore venom, she is a woman who is obviously far more accustomed to speaking in subtext than you are.
Yeah.
And she, like, you're getting the feeling here, like, it's coming from a completely different place, but you're getting the feeling here that you often get when dealing with your mother. That this woman is, like, vastly more experienced than you and is kind of toying with you in a way. But she's not as committed to the bit as Othala the First is. She's here because Corin asked her to, and that's what she like. That's the energy that you have. Like she has no emotional attachment to this conversation, and she's just kind of messing with you a little bit.
Okay. I guess then kind of feeling that vibe of like she's messing with me, she's like trying to out subtext me. I don't know that just going full blunt is letting her win, or is kind of like maybe dropping the act a little. But I think perhaps Othala might just like speak plainly with her in this moment, because she wants to be as very clear as possible on what it is she wants. And I don't think at this point she's fully spoken aloud her true intentions of what she wants, but Othala's pretty sure that this halfling is working with the Ember Coalition. Yes.
You'd give it like 80-20 odds.
All right. If that's the case, she'll say, enough of this sort of over flattery, subtext over subtext over subtext. Look here, I will speak plainly. I am looking to connect with individuals who may find use of my coin, my aid, and my eventual reign over the Grimtech Corporation. I am looking to overthrow my mother. Now, I know you may not know much about her, but I can tell you she is corrupt through and through. There are many people in this city that I know to be corrupt through and through, and I know there are several people, not several, hundreds of people being impacted in the working class and upper class as well, who would benefit from a change of leadership, as it were. This party is more of a way to gauge who is interested in working together under the same cause. I want to find out who I can trust, who I can gain favor with, and who might aid me in this endeavor. And I want you to attend, because I know you are of a like mind, as far as I've been told. What say you?
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
Um,
My palms are so sweaty.
I'm not going to tell you the DC, but you are your verbiage
that
here
was
has
bad.
affected the DC.
Fuck, it was bad though. It's a 12. I rolled bad. Fuck. I wish I'd done the recap so I had inspiration.
So she does smirk at you at this point. Like she has gone from, or she has shifted from like, you know, socialite to
That was
fucking
just
with
bad.
you
That was abhorrent.
to serious business. All
I'm
of
sorry.
this has been in response to your conversation, but
Garrow, I'm sorry, but we just got a whisper from into Othala's head from her god.
Yes.
what did it say?
That was just bad. That was abhorrent.
Oh, excuse me.
Says
Shade
your god.
directly to Othala.
Said directly to Othala.
Othala will speak back in her head. Do you have any better suggestions? Because I'm doing the best I fucking can right now.
I'm doing the best I can. I'm sorry, Garrow. I didn't mean to take you off your stride.
No, that's
there.
perfect. No, that's perfect. But yeah, so she, for the most part, you felt like you've been toyed with in this conversation. At this point, Nara leans forward, and in a very informal, like, body posture, like, plants her elbows on her knees, and then looking up at you, says, "Right, so, what's the take, sugar?"
Garrow, she asked me, like,
yeah,
what?
so she says, what, obviously my time is valuable, so, what'll it cost, or what will I, net from this little entanglement?
Garrow, what's an obscenely, like, generous cut for a singer?
Oh,
to
for a
perform?
singer?
Yeah, for like a performer to come and attend this soiree.
For a couple hours performance, like 100 gold would be like kind of exorbitant. Like that's not gonna net you like Taylor Swift, but it might get you like
You said she's Lady Gaga though, like, right? Like she's equivalent to Lady Gaga.
that's the energy of her performance, yeah.
But is she like as renowned?
He's probably on the tier of like God, I'm trying to think of an equivalent that's not gonna piss off like chat. She's a probably an A tier artist, but not an S tier artist.
Okay.
I don't, whatever that means to you.
I don't know. I was thinking of My Hero Academia, so you got me there. If that's what you were intending.
Yeah.
That manga ended like a whole week ago. Time to stop thinking about it.
I have not caught up. So sorry. I gotta go back and watch all that stuff. Anyway.
So yeah, 100 gold is probably fair for someone of her tier.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll say. Let me think. Hold on. 150 gold for the performance. An extra 50 gold if you can secure me a meeting with the leader of the Ember Coalition.
You just come right out there and say it, don't you?
Trust fund kids.
Yeah, she really has no subtlety in matters of money.
You certainly know how to make a point, Miss Grimm. Tell you what, I'll be there, and I'll let you decide whether or not I've earned the extra coin. And if there's nothing else, I do have a public to address. And she'll kind of like do a little like 2-finger salute off the eyebrow, and like head downstairs.
Can I roll another insight check to think to gauge how that went. Was she actually pleased? Was she annoyed? Did she like my bluntness, or was she like, Jesus, you have no chill?
Yeah, go ahead and throw another insight check, because that's a lot of information to glean from her comments.
Yeah. I just want to get an idea of how this conversation went, and God damn it, this fucking dice. fuck you. It's a 6. I have no idea if that worked or if she's gonna out me.
Yeah, man.
As a traitor to the government, I think she might go straight to my mom. I am going to die tonight, probably. Oh,
Yeah, whatever your nervous tick is, like whether it's like you chew on your hair or like wring your hands, whatever your nervous tick is, like you're really struggling not to do it right now.
I would think that her nervous tick has something to do with like her tail whipping a little extra back and forth, like switching back and forth and maybe like wrapping around like one of her legs, like just in a sort of protective curling mechanism. So she's like trying to keep it as like still as possible, but it wants to twitch. It needs to twitch. It needs to move now. And she's like, oh God.
After the meeting, Kayla's gonna come up to you with a drink. And I hand you, it's like, oh, darling, you need to work on that. Whatever that was, you just need to work on it.
I don't know what I just did. I don't think I've ever met anyone more intimidating than my mother, and somehow yet, this is a woman that you have introduced me tonight has completely just found all my buttons and pushed them somehow simultaneously.
Yeah, piece of advice for you, how you deal with upper crust people isn't how you deal with those who you deem as lower. And Nara there, she goes in between them so fluently that she basically was puppeteering you through that conversation.
I really don't know what else I could have done. It's as if my brain was taken over by a complete and utter loser at this moment. I feel so out of depth.
It's all right. You can trust her. She won't, as far as I know, she won't go to your mom.
I'll take the drink that she offered me and like literally shoot it back. Like,
and as you do that, Kayla pulls out a straw, she puts it in her drink, and starts sipping at it.
I'll like slam the glass down on the table and like you know that like feeling the burn in the back of her throat, and she like looks around sort of semi-nervously and edgy. This is probably like the most like out of character she's seemed to you. She's usually very calm and collected, and this is the culmination of, I mean, the party itself is already like stressful, but actually saying the words aloud that she wants to overthrow her mother's business and take over is like a whole nother thing.
Well, I mean, it could have been worse. You didn't fumble it there at the end, and I'm pretty sure you got your point across to her, especially with the promise of about 200 gold pieces.
I pay generously for my for the talent at my parties, and she's no exception. But this is even more important that I secure this singer for my party. So it was of the utmost importance I pay her more than what I normally.
Do you recall, Othala, that you are going to have to actually get that gold in your inventory somehow before it comes time to pay her?
Oh shit! What? I just thought I could just.
Family account is not inexhaustible.
Cool,
especially if you're trying to be on the DL.
Did you just remember that it's your mom's gold and not actually yours?
It's great. Oh, you can trust fun kids, man.
Cool beans.
Anything that you don't want your mom to have final like approval on is going to have to come out of your own pocket, not mom's.
Okay, but I don't have like an allowance or something. And I do work for her, so like I would have money, right? I guess we haven't discussed that yet.
You're gonna have to find some way to get to it. All right. So, let's see. We technically, timeline-wise, our two groups are 10 days apart.
What?
So we are actually going to continue on with Othala's bid here real quick. So you spend the next several days preparing the party. Many of the things that you do can go onto accounts, like just to continue that. So things like the decorations, the venue. You can use your house easily enough. That's not going to be a real problem, and it's not going to cost you anything. And you do know that like there's plenty of space for like all 200-ish of your guests to like to socialize on the grounds. You do have weather permissions in your estate, so you can make sure that it is set to the ideal conditions for at least within the bounds of your family's property. And then anything that does not want to go, or that you don't want to go on your mother's like checkbook, you're gonna have to come up with. So is there anything that you want to do to try to pad your pocketbook in the next 10 days before you do that? Or are you just going to say, this is on Othala?
No, I would like to potentially try and figure out a way to take some of these charges off the books, as it were. Like maybe make it seem like I'm only going to be paying 50 gold for the music performance, as opposed to the 100 to 150 extra. It just who the fuck put this failure there? Marcus, are you fucking trolling me? Don't put that behind me. That's rude. Take that away.
Take it away.
Take it away. Take it away. Yeah. So, I do not want to go talk to my uncle, because I don't trust him yet. So is there a connection that I might have where I would know how to sort of finagle my funds to make it more subtle? Or like, what does a rich person do to make extra cash? I guess I could gamble, but that seems like a bad choice.
You sound like every rich person I've ever heard who grew up rich is like, how do I make money? I need to make money. I could gamble. That seems like a safe bet.
I've got an idea.
Never once did it come across working.
I've got an idea. I could do.
What would
some
be
press
the D&D
conferences.
version of OnlyFans? You could do something like that.
I'll just use the version I made for MythDuff. It's called OnlyFawns.
Only dice. I could go visit my press connection and see if they'd be willing to pay for some interviews and appearances.
Okay. Yeah, if that's something that you're interested in doing. So there is a gossip rag. The Top Floor Confidential is really just kind of like the worst of like gutter journalism. But it is very much focused on the rich and powerful of this tower, of the highest reaches of Maelhaven. So I just keep glancing at chat, and everybody's just like ripping into Othala.
Let's fork it.
Oh, this is where it all falls apart. She was supposed to be so cool, but I am not capable of doing such things. So it was like, let's immediately.
You're fine. We're just apparently a populist. Like
they're telling you to exploit the poor.
Yes.
Perfect. Anyway, so yeah, you go
I
and
know we're
talk to the
trying to
top floor
avoid the
confidential.
corruption. I'm not trying to join the dark side. I'm trying to destroy them. Anyways.
So yeah, if you want to go talk
ahead.
to the gossip rag, you can do so. You can spend a couple of days giving the inside look into the Vandergrim estate, or some nonsense along those lines.
Right. I do also think notifying people about this big party that's coming up. That means there'll be even more press at the, giving press invitations, like one or two specific people, invitations to come and like write about the party. We'll also do check the box as well of like what I spoke with Othala the first, like when I said that press would be all over our party because it's never the kind of party that's never been done before, et cetera, et cetera. So I think she'd definitely go visit her press contact Kai to like tell them about the sort of idea behind the party on the base level, not the secret underlying level, but like the basic like
Okay. So
points of it.
So here's an above the table thing. Do you want to role play that out, or do you want to roll a performance check to see what kind of check they will cut you for this information?
I wouldn't mind role playing it. I haven't met Kai in a while, and I would like to see your take on them because I
Is this
love
the same
them.
Kai I'm thinking of?
The Kai in my backstory sheet, Kai Long, who is my press friend.
Okay, page 21.
Page 18.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
For
You
those
said
who
you
are
wanted us-
wondering, they are not being sarcastic. She really does write out 21 pages of backstory.
No, listen to me. No, this is special because
Sure.
Garrow said he wanted us to have like 5 NPCs that we connect with that live on the same level or close.
Yeah,
So
and you know what? I wouldn't have expected you to go talk to a gossip rag, so that does, I think, inspire creativity to have that information there. So
yes, I think it would be great.
I've been muted
to go and
for
talk
a
to this
while.
person. They'll pay me for, for me being me. I guess I don't fucking.
Okay.
Work. Yeah.
Let me put on the face that I gotta get now an image of this.
Sell your organs,
Yeah.
Othala.
No, we're not doing that.
Sir, someone, it is now Stork Market. I don't care. That's what it's called now. It's amazing.
So I set up a canvas that I can drop images directly on to the page that the stream is recording. So that's why I'm able to just drop images on you guys now. Great.
My 1001 YouTube tabs just started playing. Found the one. All right, y'all. This is seeing the sausage get made as I make a handout mid-session.
Yeah, not to throw you on the spot, but you did have like 2 weeks to read that since I finished it, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you're not prepared, you can always make someone else on the spot.
That's all right. We got this. We're good. We got this. We good.
Okay. All right. I mean, I even put like I put
all right,
the vibes that they give off. So there
Why
you go.
are you using such attractive images, Garrow?
So
I'm not saying
With
I can't
Krillin
sleep
one-
with all of them, but I
No,
will.
no, that's my image. I gave him that image. I'm taking credit for the sexy, attractive NPCs that I found on Pinterest.
So,
Fine now.
Kai Long is the premier columnist in the Top Floor Confidential. They also write for several other news outlets, but where they make their bread and butter is in high society. And so Kai, as you reach out to them and say, "Okay, I'm willing to do the interview," you get a sending back like almost instantly. Darling, I would be so delighted to do a piece on you and your family. I hear you're putting on a party. We and our readers would love to hear all about it. Please, come see me on 201 as soon as you can.
All right, cool, awesome. I will get all dolled up for this event. Just like make sure that my hair's trimmed nice, fingernails done. I know there's like no technically, I don't think there's any recording devices that exist in Maelhaven yet, but you just never know who's gonna be there or see it if it's
There's a construct
it is,
for that. It's kind of like this is like part radio like interview and part like a written column. But yeah, there's constructs that will take recordings, and like there are in certain high end like tea houses and taverns, like you can pick up the news of the day in audio format.
mm-hmm.
Do you
Okay,
shine
perfect.
your horns?
Yes. They're gold. I'm trying to decide still if they're gold plated, like they've literally just been plated in gold since was born, or if she was born that way. But I'll let that, I guess, be up to
Maybe
the
it's
viewers.
Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline, guys. It's probably Maybelline. Anyway, yeah, let's go into another tough social situation right now where I'll totally probably fucking bomb it, but we'll see what happens.
Inside check with Othala.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck, no more
So-
inside checks.
So we'll do this and then the party, and then we will try to fold the two stories together so that way everybody can participate. So as you're having so you head down to 201 after getting all gussied up. And Kai Long's interview space is the definition of cozy. It's like dark wood, soft lighting, everything here, like every surface has either a cushion or like a cloth on it, except for Kai Long's writing desk, which is this big like crescent shape that takes up one half of the office. And you can see scattered all across the top of their desk is like various pamphlets, sketches of different members of high society. There are up in frames on the wall to either side of the desk, so on the left and right side of the rooms, there are framed gilded portraits of all 5 satraps and of Pinnacle Therine. And underneath each of the portraits, there's like pins, like little index cards that you can't quite read from where you're sitting. So as soon as you step in, Kai Long steps up and with like an expansive gesture, just like brings you in for a hug, and like nobody touches you, Othala. Nobody like initiates physical contact with you, except and you're the one who does that. However, Kai Long is the exception. You know, they just have that energy.
They're allowed. I kiss both cheeks. I guess if Dragonborn have cheeks, like wherever the equivalent
yeah,
would
absolutely.
be.
You know, the frills on either side of the snout. Welcome, darling. Go on, go. Have a seat. Anywhere's good. No, sorry, not my seat. Welcome,
You
Jeeves.
You said anywhere. Oh, I'm just kidding you. I'm just kidding.
Welcome, Jeeves. It's good to see you. Strong and silent as always. Tung tung tung, as they knock their knuckles against the front of Jeeves's chest. and then laugh at their own joke. Like that's
Yeah.
the energy that we're getting here.
Yeah. You're doing such a good job.
All right, go on. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's start with the big news of the evening. First of all, did you hear? Now, yes, we'll start with the news, and then we'll get into kind of your more personals. Did you hear about those rabble that were caught breaking into an Aegis stronghold? Can you imagine some commoners thinking that they're going to take on the Aegis itself? It's
Have I heard of that yet, Garo? Have I heard that
absolutely
myself?
not. Kailong is on the cutting edge here.
Oh. Jute, I actually haven't heard this yet. I've been very busy with work, planning this party and everything. Do tell, please. I'd love to hear more about what exactly happened.
Oh, it was absolutely incomprehensible. There were 5 or 6 of these commoners from people from the lower floors that they made their way up to floor one. I think it was 100 or 110, somewhere in that vicinity. And they decided that they were going to sneak into an Aegis, like the night station. And I don't know what it was that they were going for. My sources haven't quite dug that deeply yet, but they broke in, and not even 10 minutes later, we hear just the people on the floor were describing the peacekeepers like bounding all about, and there was an absolute furor around the peacekeeper station, or around the night station, when half the building collapsed. I don't know what these individuals did or what kind of firepower they were packing, but it must have been 4th level at least. Anyway, so long story short, they're due to be hung in like half a week.
Oh. Well, we've never done that before.
I know. Kurimata must be absolutely furious.
No
Public
kidding.
executions haven't been done in maybe 10 years or so, not since the previous satrap of swords. Or satrap of shields, my bad.
Wow, that's very. What you said? What day?
What day? Excuse me?
Yeah. Yes. What day? What day are they being hung?
Oh, that they're being hung. I'm so sorry. I've already kind of moved along in my own head. Half a week or so. Kurimata wants to make some sort of example of them. And as Kailong says Kurimata, the kind of like a little flippant gesture of the hand up towards one of the portraits of the satraps. The portrait that they gesture to has a red-skinned hobgoblin with like a high collar and layered like lamellar armor with this billowing cloak. So like this lamellar armor, like a sheets of wood and lacquer that have been hardened magically to create an outfit that's very like flexible and light, reminiscent of like some elven styles. But the cloak itself clashes completely with it, because instead of the browns and the yellow, or like the light tans, the woody colors of the armor, there is this billowing cloak that almost seems to be like a rip into the night sky. And even though this image is a still painted image, like there's as your eyes like move to the cloak itself, you can almost feel the like ethereal, like vaporous motion of the cloth as it hangs from his shoulders. Yeah, Kurimata must be absolutely furious. So, yeah, no, public executions. How gauche.
Wow.
Could you even
It is-
imagine? That's
very intense.
maybe I'll make a trip down just to document for posterity's sake.
Oh, if you do, you'll have to let me know how it goes. In fact, actually,
Oh,
if it doesn't
yes,
clash, I will hand Kai an invitation to the party.
oh, yes,
I don't.
interesting. Yes, so this does actually bring me as to why I wanted to bring you on. So, first of all, we know that obviously Grimtech is doing well, and I hear that in yet another unprecedented bit of news, you're initiating some sort of profit-sharing initiative with members of Grimtech's employees. Was this something that your mother came up with, or is this some kind of internal? Go on, I'll let you explain it.
No, darling, it's all me. It's all me. I have just thought, well, as you can see, this actually, perfectly this example of the lower floors being sort of upset with the upper floors sort of situation. It is surprising in the amount of ferocity they've come with, but not surprising that that has happened. As something that I've been sensing unrest within my employees, I felt there had to be some way to perhaps maybe bridge the gap between the working class who are upset with the upper class and the upper class who are just not paying attention to the lower class. So I thought perhaps maybe some sort of mixer soiree could
Now, are you
be
titling this
beneficial.
homeroom just to, bring them all together? I'm sorry, that was a joke.
No, I do love that. That's fantastic. No, now Gara and I are gonna make me have to think of a name for the party off the top of my head, which I knew I should have thought of a theme for the party, but uh,
Be mysterious.
um,
Cough, cough. You have to
yeah,
wait and
maybe I'll
see.
just yes.
The
Oh
theme will
yes,
be revealed at the
They-
doors.
The
I-
marvelous
a little
Maelhaven
pigeon.
masquerade.
It's a little pigeon cooed in my ear and told me that I should definitely leave that for a surprise. I think you'll just have to wait and find out what this what that gives me 10 minutes, Taz, because party's gonna happen tonight. Anyways,
It's better than now.
no, so yes, I think you'll just have to wait and see. But you do want to look your best for sure.
Darling, it's me you're talking to, obviously. Now,
I can't wait to see what you're wearing. You just always look such the best at parties.
drop dead gorgeous, as it were. So, this party is going to be taking place when?
It's in Garo. It's roughly 10 days away. This
From
point,
now,
or
it's
would we-
about 4 or 5 days
Mm.
away.
Not too much time to prepare, unfortunately. But it is going to be in 5 days. If you'd like to free up your schedule to attend, I would love that.
For a grim party, I will be there. Now, and so from here, the interview is just going to kind of like peter off into just the general like gossip column. They're going to ask you about different high society families, and you'll respond. You'll ask, it's at this point it becomes very like fluff piece.
Something,
Now
yeah.
the actual like news of the day has been discussed.
Could I make sort of an insight check? I'm just so bad at them, but like I the player love making them. So could I do one when Kai was talking about the sort of riffraff on the lower floors causing a scandal by attacking that facility? Did they seem actually like upset by it, or were they like more excited about it?
Yeah,
Like
make
they
your
liked
insight
it.
check.
Okay. I want to do a different D20. Fine. That's a 16 minus 1s for 15.
15 is
Hey,
not
not
bad.
too bad.
Yeah, not
So,
terrible, especially with minus 1.
Kai Long is an individual who loves to be scandalized. So the more horrifying and like, where most people would, that meme, that GIF image of like the survivors or the people on Survivor like covering their mouths in horror, and then there's the one dude like grinning.
Mm-hmm.
Kai is the grinning dude. Every time that something horrifying happens, their first response is one, how can I spin this to create the most shock value, and 2, like, what is this going to do for my column? Like,
For One Piece
long-
fans, he is Big News Morgan.
yeah. So you're pretty sure Kai Long would never do like the Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler thing where they make the news, but they thrive on bad news.
Right. Cool. Interesting. So potentially Ember Coalition stuff excites them, and I might be able to get more information from him about it as it goes along. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, and so as the the interview winds down, Kai says, "Oh, and before you leave, don't let me forget to offer you this." And they're gonna like pull out from a desk drawer a bunch of like bound or semi-bound pages. The first issue of the manuscript of Drakkar Noir 9.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, I cannot wait to read this. I'm gonna love it.
I got an advanced reader, and of course, I just had to pass it on to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I'll take the bundle of papers and immediately like snap my fingers for Jeeves to tuck them away for safekeeping, but not before reading the title and just kind of like starting to skim the first sort of couple words on there that are obviously immediately scandalous.
Yeah, it's Drakkar Noir 9 is titled "The Scent of Magic," and you can see there's like a full-on bodice ripper sketch on the front of a heavily muscled like wizard dude. Like it looks like if Elminster from Baldur's Gate was just like crossbred with Conan the Barbarian, and yeah, so it's the scent of magic, and it is the first page. Like there's already like immediate sex scene.
I've actually been referring to those as bodice shredders these days. There's a difference. Bodice ripper is more of like a slow burn. Bodice shredder is like, get in there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, this is absolute like trash literature. Like it's not good.
It's
but there is a
trash.
certain there's a subset of people who just like tear it up.
I'm a raccoon, and this is delicious trash.
Fantastic.
So, cool. So, I hate to focus on one half of a split party for too long, but we're going to bring everything together here.
My arms are
that is the meme that I'm talking
so
about.
sweaty from this. I'm so nervous.
No, keep making Othala roll insight checks. It's fun.
Oh, come on, man. Shit.
I'm just putting live reaction images into the stream.
That's okay.
I am
as
living
long
for this, by the way.
As long as y'all are entertained as well.
Kayla's invited to the party, so she does get to attend as well. I mean, I'm assuming she'll be there, so at least there'll be the two of us.
I said I am living for the live reaction gifs in the chat.
Oh my god. I need Okay, hold on. ChatGPT. Where you at?
Don't advertise AI in my stream.
I'm getting an idea for party names.
Oh my god.
I can't just come up with one myself. It takes at least
Nara
an hour
Garden,
to do.
Ask Jeeves. Come on.
I mean, that was
Jeeves.
It was right there.
it was a
Jeeves.
website for a while.
Jeeves, what do you think I should name this party?
Chat,
Dead
chat,
silence, no expression. Jeeves is a robot.
give Jeeves some
what he says
answers.
I'm gonna get him. He's gonna answer. Oh yeah, we can ask the chat for the name of the party. That's a good idea. That's a good way of sort of.
I was gonna call it
Getting
the
people to-
Grimm's Grand Gala.
Grimm's Grand Gala. But is there like a theme to the party that goes with like sort of the mixer idea, the high and low, the sky, and the stars in the sky, or the sky and the ground, or I don't know.
Are you
Anyone
trying
have
to
any ideas?
insult them by inviting them to the?
No. I don't want to insult them.
Gonna be Othala at the party.
It should be something along the lines of like, What is happening?
The Sun and the Rain Gala. Someone says the Sun and the Rain.
The Sun and the Rain is cool.
That's kind of cool.
You should make it something that
Or,
a high.
alliteration. The Sun and the Storm. Or something like that.
You should name it something that somebody in upper class would think is cool, but everyone else realizes is just lame and stupid.
Right. No, I do like the Sun and the Storm though. That's kind of cool because then there's like a red and a reddish orange. Like the sun has to do with fire as well, so there's like a little bit of the Ember Coalition sort of thing. And of course, all the upper crust people would assume that they were the sun, but really maybe they're the storm, or is the storm the lower class? I think there's so many levels to that. I think that's definitely got to be it. So yes, I'm gonna pick that. I didn't really want to make an account is the winner for that, I think. The X Gala, something rich people think is cool but is actually stupid.
The goofy goober
Fuck
party.
you, Elon Musk.
No, we're not doing goofy goober.
I will not attend if it's the X Gala.
I'm a goofy goober, yeah.
She's a goofy goober. Goofy goober. The Eclipsed Gala. Ooh.
So the rest of the week passes. Actually,
Yes.
I do, in retrospect, want you to throw a performance check with advantage.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Fuck, those both sucked. Why am I rolling like shit today?
Somebody has to.
Hold on. Performance. You said performance or persuasion?
Performance.
Fuck, I'm not as good as that. That's a 13. That's a 13. No, it was 13. 10 was my higher roll. Ah, fuck. That's not even. That's like average.
So in the same hand that Kai passed you the manuscript, on top of it, because direct payment of things like this is uncouth at best. So like in between the pages of the manuscript, there was a pouch, like a little purse, that contained 5 platinum.
Okay. How many is 5 platinum again?
50 gold.
50 gold? Okay. So not enough of what I needed. I was really hoping for double that, but I would never say that to Kai.
Right. Yeah, no, that would look like that would look as though you needed the money.
Yeah, absolutely not. Don't need the money.
This is a gift.
Yeah.
It's not payment for the interview.
Right. Cool. Fuck. I don't want to take up more time, but is there anything else I could think of?
Is there anything else you could think of?
Sorry. And is there anything else I have time? Do I still have time to try and
There's
collect
5 days until the party. Like,
oh, I have 5 days to figure out more money stuffs. Mm-hmm.
So you do have a friend who you could ask for help.
Like, you mean Kayla?
Yeah.
She's so hard up for money already, and it would be very embarrassing of me to admit that I don't have the money. God, that's weird to say.
I mean, if you want to use Othala the First's coffers, like you always pay your debt.
Yeah.
However,
Bannister.
that means that your mom is going to be aware of what's going on.
Right. And then she'll question it, and it'll just be like another hurdle of a conversation with several persuasion checks as to why I paid this musician so much money. Which I really don't want to do. I just keep going to the idea that I really want to go gamble it, but that's such a poor idea, and I don't think Othala would actually do that.
Then join
Um,
Othala,
OnlyFans.
you are killing me with how many options you have, and you're just nothing. Killing
I have
me.
executive dysfunction. I'm sorry.
I want you to know,
Girl.
I can punch things. That's literally all my character can do.
Uh-huh.
You have so much flexibility here. Be flexible.
What does the pigeon say? Well, actually, what does Mithter say to Othala in this moment?
All right, first person to do a Mithter message. Do it. Go.
Can I not? Can I not?
Make a suggestion.
Someone give
I'm, like,
Othala
looking
or
at
Othala
my-
an idea.
I'm looking at my NPCs
Gamble.
and
Gamble.
Mither. Mither is suggesting that you should do some trades with some of your wealthy connections that you already have and have
trades.
them pay for the musician, and you pay for something else.
Gambling.
Have it do a
Got it.
trade.
Okay, but that's not. Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. That's smart. That's smart because then I could just.
Then your mom
Yes.
can't get you.
Yes, you guys are so good at this. See, it's been like a couple weeks since I've watched Andor, so like my brain is not fully there right now. Perfect. The chat is better at playing my character than I am. This is great. Yes, then in that case, I want to go see another one of my NPCs.
Oh my god.
Sell your mom's collection of
Just go
Behir
gamble.
fossils.
That's what your patron said.
Sell your mom's
Also-
collection of Behir fossils,
My
says
patron
Garrett.
is an
Also,
idiot.
just
No,
sell,
my
like-
patron's gonna- Huh?
Sell like tail photos instead of feet pics. Tail photos.
That's very silly and no. The Desi oh Jesus God, I'm gonna butcher this. The Desielo family. I have done work with their daughter in recent times. In fact, they are the ones that helped create Jeeves. Perhaps I go and see Cassidy. You don't have to roleplay it if you don't want to, but maybe we can exchange some stocks or God damn, I'm fucking terrible at business. Oh,
You built the wrong character in that case.
Oh, you guys told me to make. I gave you option. I told you this was the most.
And I
Opposite
chose the
person.
insane one with the slime phobia.
Othala,
Great.
you are rich and high
Powerful.
uppity.
Yes,
You
I can do anything.
you
It's
don't
fine.
ever
Sign me up.
You're hot, young, and rich. Use that.
you
Exactly.
Hannah,
you,
do you want to
you
switch
do
characters
not.
with me?
Ask yourself,
No,
what would Paris
I cannot.
Hilton do?
I love to
Oh.
no.
Not that. Not
Um,
that. I don't want to get demonetized.
Arden,
Yes.
what do rich and powerful people do? They don't. They're below
Oh my
or they're
God.
above trading in money. They trade in secrets.
They traded secrets and
secrets and favors and yeah.
and fine art. I'm gonna sell
Fine
the
art.
Desi-
You lost me now.
They purchase paintings for hundreds of thousands of dollars and then donate it to a museum and then use it as a tax write-off.
Show off that
Um,
Tifusi.
Did somebody say that in the chat, or was that you?
Garo sold the
Bad.
city.
Troll Alexa was like, gamble, 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 gamble. Well, that would be fun. I think I should wait until a little bit later to do that. Yes, let's trade some hot goss with the Desielos. Possibly some tech info. Fucking son of a bitch. I hate this so much. Why are we still looking at so why is everyone looking at me still?
Yeah. So. Skimming. Okay, so Cassidy DeCilo is a longtime frenemy of yours.
Cassidy's not a frenemy. I wouldn't say she's well, maybe she is. I'll let you tell me what she is. Sure.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking very like Karen and Regina from the Plastics. Like, you know, they're friends, but there's definitely a power imbalance here.
You definitely mean Gretchen.
Gretchen Wiener.
Gretchen and Regina.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
Karen is
one
the blonde.
Yeah, Karen's the one who's my boobs. Yeah, you're right. But the frenemy status is more Gretchen. Anyway, so yeah, there's a bit of frenemy here, more friend than Mini.
Right. But I have to be careful what I say around her.
Yeah, the two of you were really close as kids, but like as you have like grown up and become more and more involved in like your family's industries, you've grown apart, and now you mostly just kind of see each other at like social functions. You don't hang out anymore. It's been like you don't remember the last time where you guys sat at like a tea house and just gabbed. So because your companies do have not quite competition with one another, but they just kind of move in parallel fields.
Right, and we've collaborated before. It's not the first, it's not like it would be the first time that we've like come together with the same ideals. If anything, Othala the First thinks that we are what brought the Discielos up from the upper middle class into upper class society. So, by utilizing their technology.
Yeah. So you guys, let's say you do reach out to her, and say, "Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I have this party that I want to invite you to, but like, I don't want the first time you hear from me to be like at my own party kind of thing." So, when you go to pass Cassidy her invitation in person, you invite her out, and Cassidy is where you are a socialite. Cassidy is more like brains of the operation kind of thing. She answers the door, and she's like she's clearly unkempt, and you can see like her little like supplementary limb belt. She's got a belt around her like midsection that's got like 3 or 4 different robotic arms that are reaching out and like assisting with daily tasks, because her right arm is like curled up and like held to her chest and almost like a palsy, and her left one is really the only one that's functional. So she answers the door, or a servant answers the door and invites you in, and Cassidy is like in the middle of preparing like a very basic like eggs and toast kind of thing before she heads back into her workshop. And when she sees you, hello, Othala. It's long time no see. How have you been?
So busy. You know how it is. I apologize. I haven't come to see you sooner. You look busy. Am I interrupting?
No. Just getting some work done. Sorry, I don't mean this to sound rude, but what are you doing here? It's been years.
I wanted to give you this first, and I'll hand her like the invitation. Having a sort of groundbreaking party, as it was. I know every party I have is groundbreaking, but I mean it in the real sense of the word this time.
Yeah. Sure. I haven't been to a party in a while. Yeah, I and she'll reach out and she'll take the invitation. Yeah, I think I can do that. When is it? As she like uses one of her prosthetic arms to like help to tear open the letter.
It's a bit on short notice, so it's 4 days away. I hope you can make it. But I really just wanted to come and sort of catch up. I'd been thinking about just old times recently. I went to the Lucky Penny the other day. That was quite exciting.
Yeah, I haven't been there since we were in school. That was
Great. Good times.
good time. Yeah, good times. That's what I was thinking.
Is she lying?
Let's see, your passive insight is 9.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. God, I need to get more insight. How do you get more insight?
Get proficiency or pop your wisdom.
Magic tattoo.
Yeah,
Just
she's
kidding.
fine as far as you can tell. She feels more awkward than more awkward than anything else.
Like more than she used to be, or on level?
Don't have a picture of Cassidy.
I do have one in my thing. She's in here.
Okay. Yeah, if we
She's
can get
on
one, then we'll do one.
page. She's on page 16.
But there's no picture. Oh wait,
You see any pictures?
wait, none of those have
Refer
like
to my backstory encyclopedia.
The one with the glasses on her face, and she's got her. Oh fuck, she looks like.
Oh
her
man,
mom.
I did not realize that was what that was. Okay. I
It's
have described
because
not that.
Did you? Hold on. Yeah,
You're
16.
choking on
Page
cashews here.
16. The young one with the young woman with the black hair. Hold on.
Excuse me while
Yes,
I
that
choke on
one.
cashews.
Yes, I gave her the disability because the AI art is just atrocious.
It's AI art. Of
Sorry,
course it's atrocious.
The hand is like messed up, so I was like, "Oh, that's kind of a cool idea." Like, I like the idea of that for the backstory, so I put it in there. Are you gonna be okay? Are you still choking on cashew?
I genuinely am. I'm like, I've got
Please drink
water on
some
one
water.
side of the desk and beer on the other, and I'm still trying to rinse it down.
Drink the water.
No. Hydrating? Are you insane?
Yes. I got trail mix here, and now I'm choking on nuts.
Not the first time.
Hey.
Ooh.
Isn't that
Sick
right, Marcus?
bird.
Damn right.
Awkward.
Only if you let it be.
I'll make it weird.
There is a picture of the person. I think Garrow's working on it. Of Cassidy. Isilo.
Okay, feeling better. Yeah. So
Okay, good.
Cassidy DeCilo. Yeah. So you guys sit and chat and catch up for a bit. Yeah, she definitely is giving off awkward vibes. Like she doesn't really know what kind of conversation to make with you right now. It's been so long since you guys have actually like genuinely spoken.
That's fair. I should have kept connections more ongoing, but my mother keeps me on a very tight schedule, as it were.
As you say schedule at the same time that she says a leash, and there's like that awkward moment of shouldn't have said that.
Oh, I remember now why we were friends. You're very funny. You could say that actually. And I give her like a sly wink, to try and sort of
Diffuse the
make
tension.
her. Yeah. And hopefully it works.
So, as you guys are having this conversation, was there any like ulterior motives to this other than just like inviting her in person?
I mean, I just want to see if we can sort of rekindle our love for tech stuff and maybe strike up some sort of deal, trade in funds. I would be using my mother's funds to sort of like I would use the business funds per se, actually not mother's funds. I would be using business funds to sort of strike a bargain for a cash in return sort of thing. I'm trying to
make a
yeah.
persuasion or deception here. You're not lying to her, but you're kind of crafting a story.
Yeah.
And as the conversation goes on, like you understand, like the two of you are employing double speak in a way that only longtime associates can.
I give up, dude. This is fucking bullshit. Fuck my dice today. Fuck you.
Is it deception or persuasion?
1, 2, 3, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They're both +5.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. So
it doesn't matter whether it's deception or persuasion except for flavor.
Yeah, that does influence it. Do you have a preference one way or the other? We'll just need to know whether or not this was an out and out lie, or if this was more just like massaging the truth.
I think it is. I think it's a little bit. I feel like it's like deception for my mom, but for her, it's persuasion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
so the two of you work out a little bit of a chicanery here.
Maybe some modifications for Jeeves or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, so you purchase, in big air quotes, upgrades and like modifications to not only Jeeves but also like the other suite of help, the constructs in the home, to justify the 250 gold or the 25 platinum that you were signing out of your mother's account.
Right.
And Cassidy will do the work. But you are absolutely like overpaying for this. And you're gonna have to decide how to explain the expenditure to your mother. So, but at least this one is more plausible than spending that much on
a musician. Yeah.
So
right. It's not. There's a reason she doesn't like music, and it's just because she's not been exposed to enough of it. And it's not that she doesn't like music; it's that she hasn't been she's literally. Her mother doesn't do music. Everything is in silence. There's not except for at parties, there are no musicians just dilly-dallying about, and she doesn't go to performances. So Othala II hasn't quite been able to explore that part of her life yet either because of the tight quote-unquote leash that she's been put on.
So we're going to go ahead, and then from here, we'll fast forward to the day of the party. So Kayla, Othala, and a broad-hatted individual make their way into the Sun and Storms. And you've gone ahead and decorated the place in quite an actually adept fashion. Like if there's nothing else that it is social events. You are this is something that you don't even need to roll for as to put on a party.
Thank God.
So the theme itself, the Sun and Storms, is evoked in such a way where as you move from room to room through the Vandergrim estate, it is more so it's traveling through these illusory weather systems. And if you were to move from the Great Hall, the entrance, further back into the hallways and the dining areas, each room has a different weather pattern. Very much like the Great Hall in Harry Potter. where there's like an illusory ceiling of very Great Gatsby-esque. There's like a hurricane room, and then there's like a tornado room, and then there's like a gentle rain room. There's a bright sun room. The Illusionist Guild has made some coin off of this whole shindig.
Perfect.
So to you, like the theme was never the point. The party was only something of the point. Yeah. So the theme itself is very well communicated.
Amazing. And Kayla, did you complete that piece perchance that I commissioned you for?
You know what? As you ask, she actually, Kayla will pull out this very elaborate box wrapped in white silk with brass overlaying on it. And you notice an inscription on the very top, written in bird language.
You've outdone yourself. I don't think I know what this says. Is it just a decoration, or is it words?
It's actually the name of the piece. It's called Galaxy. I know it's kind of stupid, a stupid name, but it seemed to
Not
fit.
at all.
And as she says that, she's gonna open the lid of the box, revealing this pitch black pendant with speckles of what looks like stars on it, and the paradox surrounded by almost like flames as it's going across the night sky.
Oh, darling, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen you make.
There's also a little bit of extra with it. It has a protection charm on it.
Really? Can I inspect it, pick it up, and just sort of like hold it up to the light so that you can see the paradox sort of shining within? I'm assuming this is just before the party starts, or just before she makes her grand, casually late entrance.
Yeah, I suspect Kayla does not really much care for the fashionably late. So yeah, she was. I imagine, and feel free to correct this, but I imagine Kayla was there to help set up.
Yeah.
I think that's
not that
perfect.
you're actually doing any work. Like the servants are clearly doing all the actual work, but they're
I'm
to
here
like
as
tell people
emotional support.
Yeah. She's just like hang out. Like it's just what you do when you're friends, right?
But
she's pretending to tell people where to go and what to do while Othala's giving direction and just giving opinions on things of move this slightly to the right. This is not straight. Correct this. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
So the party goes off pretty much without a hitch. The performances, for the most part, up until Nara's, are fairly low key. The music itself is like very much background. People are marveling and kind of commenting on the illusory ceilings that you've employed. And that's just the upper crust. The employees of the Grimtech, as well as all of the random invitations that you've dropped through the lower floors, are like those invitees are losing their collective minds. Like there are groups of them that are like rushing from place to place, like trying to understand like why the hell can't I see the ceiling here? Like just when they're outside. There's that energy of like, I don't know what to do because like I can see what looks like sky, and that's freaking me the hell out because I've spent my entire life living in a skyscraper. There are people who are like absolutely stuffing their face with food, individuals who are trying very much to not step on anything or leave any smudges. And and then there are people who absolutely are not giving any sort of shits. And all up and above and throughout this, like, seated not at like an elevated position or above the rest of the fray, but there's a table that definitely has like a berth around it, where the common folk dare not tread, as Othala the First holds court at one of the tables near the end of the Great Hall.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Is it a table that's just her and other old money folks, or is it just her and her entourage by herself? Like what? Like who do I recognize from this table?
it's
Do
like
I have a seat there? Basically, is I guess what I want to know.
there is an empty seat to Othala the First's left, but it's kind of it's pushed in and like flush with the table. The people who are there are mostly like CEO types, those who are either old money or have become rich enough for the age of their cash not to matter. But yeah, so there is a space there. And almost instinctively, the common folk seem to know to give space to this area.
Such a shame, because I was really hoping it would just shake things up a bit. The
common filth.
The commoners. Yeah.
The groups seem to be immiscible. There's very much like an oil and vinegar like effect going around, where like the moneyed individuals will entertain and like have brief conversations with, but they inevitably fall apart. You can see the different class tiers just kind of like come together and separate consistently throughout the night. There does not seem to be any sort of emulsion of the quote unquote quality of people.
My seating chart didn't even work. Disappointing.
Yeah. So Nara does end up putting on a performance, which absolutely kind of like rocks the rafters for a bit. Othala the First, you can see it at some point. She pulls from like a little dainty purse, like a clutch, that you know to be a huge bag of holding. A set of earrings that she then like pushes onto the interior of her ears, and as soon as like both ears are covered, you can see her body like visibly relax in the same way that like an anxious child like subconsciously like pulls or takes notice of an unstable parent's emotion. Not unstable. Othala the First is anything but unstable, but yeah. You're keeping an eye on Mom, because her reaction to this, even if it means nothing to you, it means everything. And you can't help it.
That's annoying. But completely true. So it's like, it's interesting because while Othala the Second, myself, is drawn to the performance of the art of the music and of this performance that this woman is putting on, it's like that when you've got friends in the room and you're showing them your favorite movie for the first time, and you like constantly turn and look at them because you want to see what their reaction is, almost more than the thing that you're super into. Even though this woman's performing songs she's never heard of before in a style she's never heard of before, she wants to see her mother like enjoy herself, because that means that she did a good job.
just thirsty for that approval.
Yep.
So
There are some similarities between us.
I do not like how much I am empathizing with Othala. You need to cut it the fuck out right now. I'm just saying.
She's a big badass bitch, but she's got
Mommy issues.
She's got things that make her human. I wanted her.
I want to point out the
to-
Garrow's line about the noticing things around an unstable. Oh, dude. Oh no.
Mhm.
Feeling things, and I don't like that.
Mhm. I think mostly it's Garrow making my character likable with his insinuations and sort of his the way that he's playing my mother. So kudos, a million XP, a million XP points to the DM. Yay! Where the points are made up and they don't matter.
So to move the plot forward,
Yes.
this is the energy throughout the night. You do not sit with or speak with your mother at any point throughout this, but you are constantly aware of her presence. Kayla presented you with a lovely gift, and that is like setting you, there's this elements of like building friendship. Like you guys were already like good acquaintances before, but you are starting to see Kayla less as like an acquaintance and more as a confidant, which is not something that you had really seen from her before.
Yes. I've told her things about my mom that I always have told myself that I should never mix business and pleasure. And I'm finding my lines becoming a little bit blurred. I'm becoming friends with some of these business acquaintances I've had, and it's I don't know what that's supposed to mean for me. I don't know if that means I'm doing it right or if I'm doing it terribly wrong. But I am having a good time of it.
So the party goes well. After Nara's performance, she goes through and or she steps off stage and she's like milling with the crowd, which is a huge hit. Like, of the upper crust, like many of them have already seen her perform in person, and those who haven't are enamored. Her style of bartery, like not only her musical abilities, but also her like storytelling. Part of her performance was like an oral tradition kind of thing, where she's describing like ancient battles and like mythology kind of stuff.
Any subtext in there at all?
Not that
I
you
catch?
actually roll a history check.
Cool. Fireball. What is my history? Haven't done this one yet. +3, so 14.
14. So
we're rolling middle of the road tonight.
Yes, she does tell a story about Tyr defending a village in concert with off the top of my head I want to say Timora, but I'm not sure if that's just alliteration or if they actually have overlap. Yeah, so Timora had a bit of like a gamble with Tyr, saying that she could produce enough bad luck in a society that enough bad luck in a society or like this village that Tyr could not evince enough of his protective power to save them. And you know, the lives of mortals are not but chips on a board to the gods. But Tyr goes through and strives and elects a champion to protect this village. And through mishap and happenstance, where having a explicit enemy here would be something that a protector deity could do something about. No one, not even the goddess of luck herself, can predict what bad luck is going to do. And so, almost in like a battle of attrition, Tymora and Tyr, Tymora begins taking out this city, like bit by bit, this village out in the middle of nowhere, until the only thing there left to protect is the last two stones standing one upon the other, after earthquakes and floods and fires and disease and famine. And the legend still says that Tyr's champion is there protecting those last two standing stones to this day. So that's part of the history that she talks about, and you're like, I'm not sure if there's real subtext to that, or if that's just like, you know, a story, or if it's your mindset that causes that one to lodge in your brain. But yeah, Lady Luck defeating the god of protection through the sheer like unpredictability of misfortune, and all of the mortal individuals that fell to that contest between gods. So the night progresses smoothly until about 10 or so at night. The party's beginning to wind down. People who live on further floors are beginning to filter out. When you're tapped on the shoulder by a broad-shouldered half-orc with like long tumble-down black hair. It says, "Are you the young Vandergrim?"
I am indeed. And I like look him up and down. Do I recognize him?
You don't even need to check. Absolutely not. You have never seen this man before. So,
but he's handsome.
He's a handsome green-skinned individual with tumble-down black hair. Marcus, actually, did you want to pop that image? Go ahead, back up there.
Wait, which one?
Darius. Darius Ironheart. So he has a long scar underneath one eye.
Oh, hell yeah. Hold on. Where is it?
Lady Luck
I got
clearly
this.
abandoned Othala with those dice rolls.
Where is it? It was sent to me. It's in the special folder. Hold on.
So this orc is wearing like a tunic of like dappled green and gold, or with like faded gold thread. Clearly like the make of his clothing, and like the gold like pendant earring in one ear. You're not sure if like this is, you know, if he's of good stock or if he has just, you know, accumulated bits and baubles over the years, because he has very much the energy of like shabby chic. If he's wealthy, he enjoys the thrift shopping. That's the energy that you're getting from him. Very, very Macklemore.
Oh my god!
Don't ruin it with Macklemore.
I loved that.
So
a fan.
So he introduces himself. Good evening, Ms. Vandergrim. My name is Darius Ironheart. And a mutual friend of ours said that I should make your acquaintance tonight.
Fantastic. How about a dance? And I'll like extend my hand to him. Okay.
So you guys are both going to roll performance checks here as you dance. I just want to see. Okay.
I'm gonna give myself guidance, which I should have been doing this whole fucking time.
Oh my god, you could have done that this whole you fool!
I'm so stupid. I just in this moment realized, because I was like, oh, I want this dance to be so good. I need to like give myself advantage somehow. And then I was like, wait a minute, I have spells.
Oh, we have technology.
We have y'all, it's been a night. I don't know how to play this character still. We're working on it. Eventually I'll remember how to be rich, apparently. I never was, so that's yeah.
That image is Rhodes' internal monologue.
Okay, so it's a D4. Plus a D4. No, that's fine. That's about how I thought that would go. Perfect.
Oof. Wow.
Fucking perfect.
Damn, you step on his foot.
Yeah.
Fuck
Or like
me.
sneeze in his eyes or something. Jesus.
I hate everything right now. All I want to do is have a perfect party, have a perfect character, and roll perfect dice, but the dice won't let me be cool today. Cool beans. So yeah, that's really fucking bad. What was that? So that's bad. My performance is a +3, but
For
that doesn't
fuck's
help
sake,
much.
Othala.
Yeah, so it could have been worse. Like, honestly.
I'm
It was a
I'm
natural
sorry.
one. Could it have?
Real quick, I'm sorry. You got a message from your god. For fuck's
great.
sake, Othala.
What was
I
the
don't-
total? I didn't see it on the screen.
I rolled a nat 1 plus a 1 on the D4 for a
so
2.
it actually couldn't have been worse.
It could not have been. It could not have been worse.
So,
I rolled so well on the dice last week, but no, this
luckily
week
for you,
apparently-
Darius's main ability score is charisma.
Fantastic.
Goddamn right it is.
Somebody needs
Why?
it.
I don't fucking get it, dude. I don't know what is wrong with Othala right now. Like, she's not okay. Just-
So Darius did roll an 18 on his performance check,
Huh.
which it's not so much that that this like turns into a graceful dance, but it's like every time you trip over your own feet, Darius like second best ability score is strength, like just kind of like continues to sweep you forward into the next motion. So as we shift perspective,
I'm thinking now though that Othala might be one of those rich kids that everyone tells her she's amazing and perfect, but really she's mediocre, if not just terrible.
Oh my god. You
I'm
are
feeling
Northwest as Simba.
Yeah, I'm feeling very akin to the Australian breakdancer right now. Like, she came in with so much riz, and I don't know what the fuck that performance was, but I think Athala's channeling her inner Australian breakdancer. What's her name? Ray Gun or something like that. Fuck this.
So yeah, Darius does kind of mitigate the disaster. Which the rest of you, Kayla, you're off to one side, like spectating, watching this. Taz, Mithra, and Road. The three of you are sitting at a little round table in the far side of the Vandergrim estate, with almost like as the three you're like in a bench that's up against a wall, and on either side of you are the dwarf and the half elf from the Ember Coalition's base. The two of them are like boxing you in, and seated back to you, or with her back facing you, as she's like leaning back against the table, observing the rest of the party, is Vyrie Thornwillow, and she is watching everything. You guys have watched Darius like excuse himself from the table, head over to a black-skinned tiefling with gilded gold horns, and proceed to have one of the most awkward waltzes you've ever seen.
Quick question, Garrow. Would I have seen him walk up to Othala?
Oh, like watch the motion of it?
No, would I have seen where he came from when going to her, approaching her?
Make a perception check.
All right.
It's my stream, Rubik's Cuber. I gave myself that power.
All right, perception. What is my perception at?
Keeping Macus entertained so he doesn't talk over everything. Just kidding.
I'm sorry.
I got
I'm
+5.
naturally enthusiastic.
What was your perception check?
It's a 6.
6?
Oh,
Nah,
nat one
man.
plus
Guys,
5.
what? Somebody, can we wash the digital dice? Is there a way to do that? I'm gonna just
Your
change all my dice
has
out.
cursed me for bad dice roll.
This is we're gonna rename this party All for Ones
Shit.
and Ones for All.
Okay, hold on. I gotta fucking change my dice. This is fucking bullshit.
Okay, so Kayla, yeah, absolutely not. You watch Othala kind of like moving through, and actually, what is Kayla doing during the party? I don't want to like put words on you for this.
For the most part, she's just kind of trying to fade into the background, keeping an eye on Othala, making sure she doesn't either do something stupid.
Well,
Which-
too late for that.
It's failing because you're you.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep an eye on anyone that
You
might
being
be
meta,
a little suspicious.
So during your time here, like you're kind of like you've got the energy of a wallflower who just like stands about 15 feet away from the buffet table, like picking at the same hors d'oeuvre for the like 20 minutes straight. Like you've got a canapé that is just absolutely like smeared across your plate from like all the picking that you've been doing at it. And yeah, for at some point you lose track of Othala in the crowd as she's like going off and speaking with individuals. And yeah, it's fairly lost on you to be honest, everything that's going on here.
Yeah. This is probably
However,
the largest crowd she's been voluntarily a part of.
We have to change the episode title to All for Ones, guys.
Mithra, you have been watching this. This as Darius gets up and like goes to go interact with the or with one of the other tieflings in the room. But what catches your eye across the space is the like Kayla, I imagine like your feathered cloak is like integrated into your outfit. Did you wear a special outfit for this?
I would have at least attempted to wear something special, not really having much of a fashion sense. So she probably just is wearing like an old dress of her mother's that you can look at it and tell it's very dated and doesn't quite fit her right. But the black cloak is more than integrated in her outfit, yes.
Cool. So yeah, Mithra, in the flittering like you know the dream sequence in Anastasia where like all the individuals are like or all the people are like dancing in their like ballroom gowns except for Othala whose feet are like being dragged along the floor like a mannequin.
My fucking god. I'm fucking done here. Just fucking stupid.
In the background, you do see the one of the only other individuals all in black besides the sorcerer to your direct left. So actually here, let's go ahead. Pop those up real fast. Oh, that looks human. That doesn't look like. Anyway, so to your right is the like thick-built dwarf, like the very like regal-looking one, who's boxing in on the side of Taz and Road, and then directly to your left, Mithra is so in order you're Lysander, Mithra, Road, Taz, Thorn, all kind of like on a long bench backed up against the wall. So Lysander is.
No one ever asks me.
Yeah, your hulking form, like you've got two tiny like girls on either side of you, with moody men on the other ends of the bench, and you're just like hunched shoulders, Road. Yeah. So actually, Road, Taz, and Mithra are still wearing the clothes that they were wearing when they came up through the well earlier.
So half of them are covered in blood.
So it has been prestidigitated. Like Lysander has done that much. So the three of you at some point during this afternoon Vyri had after your conversation with Vyri, she said, "We have somewhere to be, and we can't leave you here alone. So, guess what? You're coming on your first mission. Come on, let's get you cleaned up, and let's go to a party." And pulls out a fistful of Othala's invitations.
Are they like crumpled up?
Perfect.
Yeah, they're like crumpled up and kind of gnarly. Like some of them are all scuffed, as if they have been like brawled, bartered, and just like bruised
Excavated
out
from
of
the
the
trash.
hand. Yeah, pulled out of the trash, like taken out of other people's hands, like enough where Vyri has enough invitations to bring a sizable like expedition into the building. So yeah, she's got maybe like 10 invitations altogether that are like all scrunched up. And she hands one to each of the three of you and says, "We can't leave you here alone, not until we vetted you. So you're coming with us." And then the three of you were blindfolded and taken out a way that did not involve holding your breath. So.
Hell yeah.
You then like were not quite chain ganged, but like walked through the city up to the 3 and 30 to hit the elevator, and all three of you go shooting up towards the heights in the tower that none of you have ever like barely dreamed of. So yeah, in almost the same order as you guys are sitting on the bench here. Vyri, as you guys were like passing through the gates and like handing off your invitations, Vyri had said, "All right, I swear to the gods below, if any of you embarrass me, I don't know you, one, and two, I doubt the Vandergrims are going to be as nice to you as I would be. So sit down, shut up, keep your eyes open. Otherwise, yeah, let's just say I don't expect to have a problem. And y'all better not, or you better not change that expectation."
The half orc talking to me?
No, that's Vyri. That's the human woman.
Fuck her.
Yeah, she's the de facto leader of this little like group. So sit down,
Throw
shut
a
up.
pick up on the screen for people who forgot what she looked like.
Yeah, third one. And by people, I mean me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I can look it up in mine, but I just was thinking about for the stream.
The one with collarbones you can set that you can use elves.
That you could
Yeah.
eat dinner
Oh
off
my
of.
god. Good lord.
Yeah.
Those
So
are some intense collarbones.
Yeah, so Vyri's build is that of so she like she's wearing kind of like this loose fitting like tunic, but is like when she does like reach or like move or grab or things, like you can see that she is like both dexterous and like has that kind of wiry muscle of somebody who has done hard labor for most of their life, and that kind of like her skin does have that like thinning with age kind of stuff that's going on, where her bones are becoming more prominent, like knuckles. And basically what I'm saying is like she's in middle age, but like she's not somebody who has soft hands. So if that makes sense, that's the energy that she puts out.
Yes.
So yeah, so she's sitting at the bench, like leaning up against the table, her back to the other five at the table, as she's like looking out over the party. She, of everyone in your group, seems to have like the least amount of, or well, besides Lysander, has like the least amount of like jocularity, the least like joie de vivre of being at this party, doing a very bad job of blending.
You tried to define the first word with
a more complicated word,
right?
yeah.
I knew what the first. Yeah, I knew what the first word meant. The second word, I was like,
I didn't know what the
That
first
is
one
definitely
meant.
a word filled with later letters that has a meaning.
Vyri does not look like she's having fun.
Cool.
So whereas like even like Thorn, so the dwarf on the one end of the table, is kind of like tapping fingers along the table with the music, and he seems like genuinely light up when Nara performs. Vairi is like is a full-on like sourpuss, to the point where each of you are kind of like, dude, you're gonna give us away if anybody. So as our timelines line up here, the three of you feeling more or less like prisoners between these other gang members, who have mysteriously dragged you to a party higher up in the tower than you thought you'd ever be. Yeah, what are the three of you doing? How do you react to this situation?
How long have we been
at the party? Also, Marcus, your voice keeps fading out.
Like, pretty low, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's really low. How long have we been captive with these people?
So it's been about 5 or 6 hours since you guys tumbled down the well.
Oh, cool. No,
like
we're good.
Yeah, it's not been that long. And like the three of you are wearing like your fucking like Road, you're in your work clothes. Taz, like you're just kind of kicking your feet with like your regular day-to-day outfit.
And eating the plates and silverware.
Yeah. So yeah, what's your reaction to being brought to the fanciest party in the city?
There's food here, I'm assuming?
Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of like actually, Road, this may or may not put you a bit on edge. Like many of the servants are constructs of like similar style as the peacekeepers. Not remotely the same build, but that same kind of like brass and silver and white with blue crystals. It's definitely evocative of the peacekeepers.
Huh. Well, I guess I'm gonna go grab some food if I'm not supposed to cause any trouble.
Which side do you go out? Do you go out the dwarf side or the elf side?
It feels like there is a right answer.
It just changes how they react.
So
Thorn and Lysander have very different attitudes.
Dwarf side. The elf is kind of a pain in the ass.
The dwarf side. Okay. So Thorn does kind of scoot a little bit, but like to let you out, and like catches your wrist right before you walk away from the table, and looks up at you, squeezes your wrist to the point, and like you're both like big dudes, and he does it just to the point where it like barely starts to hurt, and then like lets go. Communicating with his eyes. Not in like a hostile or like aggressive way, just like do we have an understanding?
Yes, you want me to bring you back some canapes. Got
it. You actually do catch him a bit off guard with that, and you see like the beard kind of shift a second as he like grins, and then like he glances over at Vairi's, like the back of Vairi's head, and like goes back to like a serious face.
Yeah.
But you saw a crack in the shell there for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna go start loading up a plate with food. Very much so in a way like I'm trying to think of like examples. Yeah, he's gonna start like loading up a plate with food and start like just to like bring over like a smorgasbord for the group that he's with. Gotta make sure everyone's fed. It's been like 5 hours since he's eaten. He's hungry.
At least 5 hours.
At least 5 hours.
Cool. Taz and Mithra, what are you guys doing?
You said I noticed the person with the feathered cloak, correct?
Yes. So there is an individual with a like long mask and a black feathered cloak on the far side of the room. She seems to be just kind of like leaning up against the wall, not really interacting with anybody. Very much wallflower like energy.
And you also notice as soon as she catches sight of Road, she kind of stiffens up.
Okay. Can I like
An
raise my
excellent
hand
viewer. It
on?
was great having you with us.
Have a
Can
good
I
one,
raise
Pestilent
my
viewer.
hand? Can I awkwardly raise my hand at Viry and be like, "Do you know that person?" And she'll kind of like head tilt towards
Right?
why?
Oh, so she has her back to you at the moment. So she like as
Oh,
you
she'll
speak
still
of,
raise her hand even though her back is turned.
yeah. Eventually, you do like catch her attention, and she like looks over her shoulder and twists back around to the face of the bench. Hey, who are you? Oh, that one. No, I don't recognize her. She looks fairly memorable with that. And she like draws her fingers down like her face, like in the same shape as the mask. One would think that would be fairly obvious.
How many
So,
people do you actually know here?
oh well, for a second, like she begins speaking without thinking and like catches herself, and then with like a crease between her eyebrows. I know a few people here besides those at this table. Back to being vague. She doesn't fully like trust you guys yet.
Right. Am I allowed to get up to get a drink?
Sure. Just remember what we our discussion outside. You're safer coming back home with us than you are heading out amongst the what do they call themselves up here? The suns?
There
Or the
being
storms,
so much.
whatever.
Sorry.
Right. Taz, do you want to come with me to the punch bowl?
She'll look around and realize that you're talking to her and be like, well, sure, why not?
Okay.
They're being
I'm
so much
gonna
nicer to her.
I'm
why
gonna
am I the troublemaker?
Tell you what, Lysander, why don't you go ahead and bring me back some punch as well? So Lysander kind of like slides out of one side of the bench, and glowering at the two of you the whole time.
I'm sorry,
yes.
Kira, did you just say that my party provides punch?
Yeah, like not it, whatever you're actually serving, like they're referring to it as punch. These people are not as sophisticated.
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck you're giving us. We're just like,
I just had a moment where I just got taken outside of myself, and I was like, "That's such a nice party." And then she's like, "Go
Wait,
get us
this
some
is my
punch." And
party.
I immediately was like, "Is prom? Are we at prom?" And I just was like,
I
"Wait a
mean,
minute, why
how
are we
badly
having fun?"
Othala is dancing, it seems like it.
The way that I'm dancing for sure. Leave some room for Jesus. It's
As we are walking towards the punch bowl, Taz will lean over to Mithra and be like, what are we doing here again?
not causing trouble.
Why did they
you go.
why did they bring us to this place?
Lysander says from about 8 inches behind your shoulder. Because we couldn't leave you back at the base.
Yep, what he said.
Okay, but why do we have to come?
Because you found your way into someplace you shouldn't have. We have to make sure that it's safe that you go afterwards.
Okay.
I really thought you were just gonna keep saying why.
Yeah, so Lysander is the one who is here, is most clearly like affiliated. Whereas everybody else is kind of like changed into clothing that is you know, chic, or at least the closest that they can get to being chic. Lysander is still wearing like his sorcerer robes, like the black with the orange. And at no point, it takes a second, like especially in bright light, to notice it. But at no point has Lysander ever stopped like emanating that like black wispy vapor out from like the folds of his robes. It constantly looks like his ass is on fire, kind of like with smoke coming up.
This bitch is so extra.
Taz
Yeah,
will
absolutely. Lysander is a drama. He's a queen.
Taz will absolutely try to like subtly get behind them and then like move her arms in like a windmill motion, trying to like move the wisps around. Does it move?
It dissipates, but it doesn't like source of it doesn't stop. Lysander, like Mithra from the front, you can see him like bite really hard on his lower lip. We're in public.
Hey, you're the one who's providing me with the like ribbons. I'm just trying to make a dance out of it. And she'll like start circling them with like waving her arms around, trying to dance with the wisps.
He's gonna like step away from you. If we weren't at this party, you and I would be having at it right now. Now, oh, there's the one with the drinks, and he's gonna like snag off 2 flutes of champagne, and without like acknowledging or like thanking the servant at all, like begin like pulling back over towards where Vyri is sitting, and then turn over to look back at each of you. Come on, get your drinks. What were you saying?
What are the drink options?
Oh, so there's
besides champagne.
So there's a champagne tray. There is a like set of you know, like the tower of glasses, where there's like a little fountain up at the top and like a drain at the bottom, going from glass to glass to glass. Very like I said before, like very Gatsby-esque. Of this like blood red wine in like the fountain there. There is a decanter to one side that you can see has like kind of like the dry ice effect of like the fog coming off of it from being so cold. Yeah.
What do you want to get?
You'll look over and Taz has like 4 drinks. Like one she's bitten to hold, and then like she's juggling the 3 others.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
Never mind. I'm gonna pick the least complicated looking one. Hopefully.
Yeah, so the decanter to one side, like it looks like it just has like almost like super critically cold water. Like if you were to drop something in it, it would turn to ice. Like,
I'll try that.
So yeah, cold water, quite refreshing, honestly.
Cool. And then once we go back, has Lysander already sat down, or do I have to scoot past him?
Lysander is like standing at the table. He's got his champagne flute in one hand, and is not holding it like you would like normally hold a champagne flute. He's kind of like fisting the whole glass, before like chucking it back. Vyri is holding hers, but she hasn't taken a drink yet. So he's like standing directly next to her.
Cool. I will slip past him and sit down and nurse my drink and kind of a little bit, not shell-shocked, but like very like I don't go to parties. this is very strange and foreign and uncomfortable.
Meanwhile, in the background, just see Road walking past with like the equivalent of a warming tray full of food.
Yep.
Just stole the whole warming tray.
Taz is gonna say over her shoulder, "I'm gonna go blend in," and she's gonna go like wander off and start talking to just anybody who passes her.
Wait. Lysander's going to like grab your hand, Taz. And
She'll try to like do a spin move to like twirl her to dance.
he there's an awkward moment where you're like turning underneath his hand and he's like trying to reach over and like put a thing. Eventually like he does manage to like get you to hold still for long enough that he like reaches into one of his pouches, grabs like the corner of your like fur ruff, and puts a pin like into the like blending into the fur. So like a little metal, like a bronze pin, like a safety pin kind of thing. Don't wander too far. Or sorry, that was Vyri's voice. Actually, you know what? Vyri would have said that. So like as Lysander's wrestling with you to put this on, Vyri says, "Don't wander too far."
Is it gonna explode?
Not if you don't make a scene. And then he like once it's attached to you, he kind of like throws your hand back towards you. It's Lysander is not a nice person. At which point, like, Mithra sitting back at the table, you can see Thorn has kind of like got both of his hands up above his face. He's like taking a bit of the food off of Rhodes' plate, and Thorn seems a bit scandalized by the treatment that Lysander's giving Taz.
Mithra would kind of be interested in like as Lysander would be doing that, she'd kind of lean over and look. Would I have any idea of like I'm assuming this might be some magical item or magic laced item?
To the pin? How are you examining it?
I'm going to lean over and just get uncomfortably close to Lysander. But not because of, but mostly just I'm curious about the pin.
Okay. If you're not like, you can make an Arcana check if you're just like looking at it.
She leans over, Taz will say, "I'll try not to stick out, but honey, sometimes I just make an entrance," and she'll like shimmy away.
So Mithra, how are you examining it?
I'd look at it, and then I would say out loud, like, I would just ask, like, what is that?
Oh, okay. So asking it, Lysander says, it's a pin made of electrum. It's just gonna make it easier to find her if she wanders off.
Why electrum in particular? And then now I'm like, why electrum in particular?
Electrum is distinctive. Those who carry it they tend to be of a different caliber than those who only carry gold, silver, and platinum.
I guess, but I feel like there are other materials that are equally distinctive that could, I don't know, stand out less.
That's what I had.
Sorry, your pin, not my pin.
Yeah, he kind of like shrugs with like he more shrugs with his face than he does his shoulders. It's what I had.
Fair. Limited materials, I guess. Am I allowed to go mingle as well, or are you gonna slap one of those on me too?
You can go mingle, but yes, you're going to get one of these as well. And so, like, as he pulls out the pouch and like holds it up, he's like, "Do you want me to apply it, or are you going to hold on to it?"
I can dress myself. I'll take it. I'll stick it on to like the collar of my cloak.
Good job. All right. Don't go too far.
Don't worry, I don't like these things that much. And then I'll go people watching.
Cool. So, at this point, this is the first point. Go ahead, Kayla, if you have a thing.
Yes, I wanted. As soon as I saw Road, I was going to keep an eye on him because something about him seemed familiar to her. So
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Do you do anything about it, or do you just kind of like watch for the pink head to show up?
I want to try and like sneak closer to their table without being spotted.
Okay. Yeah, make a stealth check.
What is my stealth at? All right, come on. Don't give me Othala. Othala, I blame you completely. It's an 8.
You can't say my name, otherwise it's just gonna screw you over.
I love this. It's great.
On that one.
Yeah, so Othala, like you're you think you're being sneaky, but you are a big black shape. Or rather not big, but like bulky.
I stand out.
Yes. In the same way as like a vulture moving through a crowd of pigeons, like yeah, you're walking through the crowd and people are tending to like shy away from you whether or not they know why they're doing it.
All right.
So yeah, you're actually let's see what's the now. Great. Mithra, you are well aware of what's of Kayla as she goes walking through the crowd. Othala does not see, I don't think. Road, make an active perception check.
I'm assuming I'm just fully invested in this dance with this sexy half orc or full orc?
Yeah, we'll be coming back to that. Don't you worry.
Okay. I'm saying that's probably why I wouldn't notice anything except
that and your passive perception is shit.
Well, you don't gotta call it out.
I mean, he just did.
So, Road, what was your perception check?
Perception. Whoop. 15 plus 3, 18. I'm amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, moving across. So you more like feel the eyes on you than anything else, like the hairs on your back of your neck rising. And you do look over and see like walking through the crowd and not really looking where she's going, more just kind of like watching you as she like circles around the room. You see Kayla like moving from one side of the room to the other.
I just want to say Road has exactly the face that Homer does at the in the GIF that I have above him in the video.
Of course he does.
Just eating all the things on the tray.
His eyebrows like magically disappear.
Yes.
So, what do you do about it, if anything? Or are you just gonna...
Does it concern me at all?
I don't know.
Does this
do you feel threatened in any way?
No.
Okay.
I had to think about that for a second.
Do as you do.
I was half tempted to like use a spoon to like flick some food at them, but I don't know if they're within range.
Do it.
They're at this point in the room, they're maybe like 30, 40 feet away.
That's within range. Let's do it.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna get in trouble. Never mind.
How many people are dancing in between? You gotta time this.
Remember, do not embarrass me.
Oh, fine.
You can do it if you want to.
Road's gonna be like, so who's the guy who said don't embarrass him?
Oh, that was Vyri before you guys entered the building. That's like the echo of her voice in your head as you bring up the spoon, like ready to flick it.
Yeah, Mac, she's a disappointed mother.
I'm gonna flick the food.
Do it. All right, make an attack roll without proficiency. So this will be just a dex, d20 plus dex.
A D20 plus Dex, so that is
Specifically thinking of a feat that allows you to use improvised weapons, and I feel like that would be super appropriate here
17.
if you had that.
What do you think I'm waiting for my
17.
first what's it called for? Feat.
Kayla, what's your AC?
17.
17. It ties.
Tie goes to the die,
so-
bitch.
Yeah, so coming off the end of the spoon, like the overlarge soup spoon that Road had like taken out of the serving bowl. Yeah, you've taken the serving spoon, so you go back and like flick it, and coming like spinning across the room with like a red spiral of sweet and sour sauce comes flying a cream cheese crab rangoon, like spattering the crowd in between with like sweet and sour.
Oh shit. This is truly a fantasy, me eating crab rangoons.
So
You're
Sounds
allergic.
really
Because
good.
I have a shellfish
After this-
allergy.
After this
thing.
happened, knowing that Othala wants this party to go off without a hitch, Kayla will go right up to Road and angrily.
Wait, did Kayla see it happen?
She was
Kayla
coming
got hit
towards
by
you.
it. Yeah, do you have deflect missiles, or is that later on?
Sorry, say that
I think
again.
that's deflect missiles.
I think it's later
I
on.
think that's later on. Let me double check.
Please tell me it's later
I
on.
think it is later on. I think it's like level 5. But no.
Nope. I can deflect missiles.
Ah, bullshit.
I'm just
Redirected-
waiting for Kayla to have a cool
Look at him.
moment here.
Nope. So yeah, I'm gonna spend a key point and deflect missiles here.
Catch
Wait,
the
but
fucking
if you
rangoon
spend
and eat it
2
in your
key
mouth.
points, you can redirect it and hit him with it.
That's only if I'm trying to.
I think the throwing it back does come later,
Oh, okay, maybe that does come later.
but
If you
I'm not
reduce
certain
damage
about
to
that.
0 and have a free hand, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack.
See, you can deflect it to them.
She
with
doesn't
the
see
reduced
shit.
key
She didn't
point.
see where it came from.
I was heading right to you.
No, you weren't.
Yes, she kind of was.
That's
like,
not the.
She did
that's
say
not,
she was watching you, like keeping an
Yeah.
eye on you.
That's not the reality I
So yeah, I'm gonna
That's
use.
not the reality you
missile and
ascribe
send
to.
Yes.
Ragu right back at him.
Can I catch it with my mouth?
Make an attack roll, Kayla.
So that's gonna be with my dexterity bonus, which is good. 4. That is a 21 to hit.
Oh, thank God. The first roll over like 10 tonight, right?
No,
Fuck.
Macus's was.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Road, you go to like
Catch it with my
open
mouth.
your and, yeah, so Kayla, like out from underneath her cloak comes a hand that like scoops it down, and then out from underneath like a shinobi with a kunai, just like shooting out from underneath the cloak, comes up, and you have enough time to like open your mouth and try to like direct your head into the path before it. What is your AC?
11. I'm not wearing my armor.
11. It smacks like right between your eyes across the nose, spreading cream cheese like ear to ear.
Oh, I hate cream cheese. Ugh.
I will then approach the table completely, lean down, and in a quiet voice, you need to leave. This is not the type of party for food fights, you Ingrid.
Only one of us is covered in food right now. You realize that?
Yes, you are, but so are a bunch of patrons in between where you and me were.
Do any of the patrons even notice that they are covered in the sauce? That they got a little bit of splatter?
It was not like overt. Like it's little droplets. It's not like a whole splash on everybody. There are definitely a half dozen people that will be upset when they like take off their outfits later. However,
they can afford to have them cleaned.
Yeah, that is not the point.
At this point, so like it as you come up, saying like, is there anybody, or as you ask, like, is there anybody who's like really like looking upset about this? Seemingly out of nowhere, it's like seated in between Road and where Kayla had like shown up at the table, kicked back with both feet up onto the table, head leaning up against the wall. She reveals her presence with a strum of the guitar. Is Nara Knotwhistle.
Hey.
Oh. Kayla, darling, I see you finally found your way over to the party.
So these are... Wait. He's one of your friends?
I don't know him.
Imbecile?
I know her.
Glance over, back to that Homer gif.
Yeah, so I don't know him, but I do know her. And trust me, from the conversations that we've been having the last couple of months, she's somebody you want to know. So it's the invisibility spell had been broken, and Vyri does turn over. Nara, finally, I can't believe how long it's taken you to make your way over here. It's really been frustrating having to sit here watching all these fancy fucks dance and prance about when we really have business to do. Now, if you wouldn't mind, who are you, actually? Before I... and Vyri is going to, like, point a finger directly into, Kayla's chest. Who are you?
It's a nice way to, greet somebody. When one of your people could have caused a major embarrassment for Othala. But you may call me Kayla.
Kayla. Interesting. What do you mean, one of my people?
I point over at Road. This one here just threw food across the room.
Interesting.
I figured your group would be more discreet than this, and I kind of give a side eye over at Nara.
I don't see any proof.
Right. Well, if you're here for the conversation, go ahead and have yourself a seat. We want everybody to stay nice and tight. In fact, Lysander, go ahead and call the girls back. We're gonna need to bring the princess back here real soon.
I'll take a seat, but continue glaring at Road.
Road is just gonna slowly push the remaining plate of crab rangoons towards Kayla.
She'll she'll pull out her straw and put it in and sip at it a bit.
Oh God, you're sipping the cream cheese out of a rangoon! You monster!
Look at hummingbird. Just watch the wonton wrapper deflate.
That is not an image I ever thought I needed in my brain.
Like a Capri Sun packet, just...
It's the savory sip.
Ew, just like warm cream cheese. Well, like, no, I like crab rangoons, but like sipping the warm cream cheese. Ugh.
If you haven't noticed so far, she does not remove her mask in public.
Brother,
All right. So Lysander, after Vyri makes the assertion, Lysander like takes a piece of wire out of his pouch and wraps it around his like his middle and index finger, and then speaks into his hand and then points like three different times into the crowd, repeating the sentence: "Back to the table. Come back to the table. Back to the table. Come back to the table." Mithra and Taz, you both hear that. Actually, what are the two of you doing when all of this happens? Taz, you wandered off to go mingle, as did Mithra. Taz, where did you go?
Literally anybody who will give me the time of day. I'm just wanting to talk to anybody.
Yeah, so Taz, you find yourself very much like Kaylee in Shindig, where she's standing there in her big poofy dress. So you're over there, like you've got your your standard outfit on. You don't have any of your weapons. Like Vyri was very explicit, like those had to stay in the base. But you're discussing like the pros and cons of like the particular curvature of an axe with three or four like well-dressed men who are arguing back and forth with you and with each other about the specific types of weaponry that are best utilized in each different situation. Very like highbrow, but you've got the hands-on experience to like hold your own in this conversation. So, I can't believe that you think that a battle axe is just as sufficient as a glaive. Don't you understand that the reach that implies?
It's all who is using the reach, and she'll like do some elaborate like moves to demonstrate her like aerodynamics that she uses while she wields.
You do still have your boots.
It's not the length of the reach.
Yeah.
It's the motion of the beach. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Exactly.
And the boots. Those help.
But haven't you ever wielded a polearm and like used the back end to clock somebody on the back of the head after they have turned and thought that they were engaging one of your enemies? Come on, polearm sentinel is vastly superior to great weapon master.
And all the gishes cry.
I guess Taz would be like, well, that requires you not having full control of the situation. See, I never let them get that far away.
So it's while you're having this fight, like this fight of words here, or not really a fight, but this friendly altercation where Lysander's like grating, irritating voice like comes up and you hear it without seeing him. Make your way back to the table.
She'll say out loud, in a minute. Now, like I was saying, and she'll keep going.
Cool. Mithra, where'd you go?
I wanted to see if I saw anyone I recognized.
Yeah, make either a perception or investigation check.
Okay. Dice. I guess for this investigation, not great. 13? Well, pretty mid. 13.
That's too many paragraphs. So we're gonna go with something off the top of my head. Hopefully somebody writes it down. Okay.
Those goes.
So, you do end up spotting one of the. Actually, this is a little bit surprising to you because this is not somebody that you had ever seen before in the city of Maelhaven. You see a girl named Talana, Talanah. She's a Furbolg girl who stands out largely because of her stature, kind of like hulking over everybody else. But she does she's got this almost like wild woman dress going on, where there's like bits of fur and like beading that somehow manages to look like elegant and high class. Last time you saw Talana was when you had briefly spent some time in Messestrum, back across the sea when you were traveling to Maelhaven. So it's really interesting to see this conjurer from the Grand Arcaneum in a city that is pretty dismissive of the Arcaneum itself.
If she's not actively talking to someone, I would have timidly, but like I do at least know her, go up and be like, "You're a long way from Messestrum."
Mithra? Oh, Mithra, I've not seen you in, what has it been, 5, 6 years?
Don't remind me of how old we're getting.
It's been a time. How long have you been in Maelhaven?
A while. Couple years now.
Last I saw you, you were, weren't you working on some sort of quest? Some sort of... There was a draw, like a business about you. I've never seen someone so young, so focused.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't be so grand as to call it a quest. But yes, I've continued my research. If you remember any of that, here, it's quite interesting. My experience here so far. What brings you? You're a long way from home.
Yes,
At a
yeah.
very very interesting party.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of a friend of a friend's ordeal. My elder sister is big into the whole Magitech revolution. She doesn't understand the subtleties of the old ways of magic. Now, she made a friend with one of these, I don't know what you'd call them, makers of constructs and various inanimate moving creatures. But she doesn't really... I've always preferred the utility of the Fae and the Fiends myself. As long as you get a name, you can really control a being from the outside. Whereas these constructs, it takes time and frankly mortal acumen to really trust that you're getting your commands across at any given point.
I mean, that's true, but I would argue that they have made fairly substantial strides in at least making their services more accessible. Since, not all of us can summon forth the spirits of creatures that we wish to command.
I think each of these fuddlebutts, with all of their robotic monsters, would be much better served taking a stronger look at the spirit realm and growing and developing their connections to the other planes. No, and so she begins to like go into a little bit of a diatribe, like expounding upon like the virtues of utilizing quasits as familiars over imps or even like steel guardians. When you get the voice in your head of Lysander, return back to the table. We're about to separate. We're about to hit the meeting.
Okay, I would find a pause in her conversation, or in her.
Oh, Talana's a long talker.
Yeah. I would try to find one, and failing, I'd kind of like pretend to sip. I'm assuming I've been just carrying around my drink in my hand.
At one point, like a droplet of sweet and sour like hits you like 2 inches like below the eye, like on the cheek.
Oh, what the?
I love that.
And Mithra will have a moment of getting increasingly desperate to find a way out of this conversation. So she doesn't respond immediately to Lysander. And then does Lysander does she hear again from Lysander at any point if she delays coming back?
If it takes either of you more than a minute to return, Lysander's going to come and start looking for you.
Does she give us another warning or no?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Taz will be like, okay, and she'll start handing out like cards, like personal cards, being like, call me, we'll work it out. You'll be the best in your club, I promise. Just give me a call, we'll work on it. You'll be good. And she'll start walking away as she's handing out her calls or her cards to people.
Taz, roll a d6 for me.
Two.
So, as you're passing out your card, you reach into one of your pockets and you find the booklet from your little shenanigan earlier, and you like place it briefly in the hand of of one of the guys, like not thinking, and like have moved on to the next one before you realize that you've like given away the thing that you're supposed to go get for Kadira.
Silly me. And she'll go back and trade it back and be like, here, that won't do you any good. Here's my card, call me, okay? We'll do lunch. We'll do lunch.
Remember. Cool. Excuse me. So, eventually you all return to the table. Othala, after 2 or 3 dances, with Darius, like, eventually kind of putting you at ease, shifting from, like, samba to waltz to, like, all sorts of, like, just ballroom style. He eventually does say, like, so, hopefully you've realized that I've come here for more than just a dance.
Oh, I think I know what you're here for. And like, as the dances have gone on, he would have noticed, and probably anyone watching them would have noticed, she's like kind of devolving in her dance. It's becoming a little more sloppy. Her speech is like more slurred. And so when he says that, and she says, I think I know what you're here for, she full on kisses him on the mouth and then just like starts like drunkenly leading him off to this like sort of private balcony area. It's scandalous, it's delicious. And
yeah.
hopefully he like takes the kiss and then just follows her. And she'll like mutter under her breath, just go with it.
So he stiffens at first, like you have absolutely caught him off guard. Stiffens in his shoulders, don't take it dirty. So he stiffens at first, before like kind of catching on as to what it is that you're doing. He says, oh, don't get me wrong, this is incredibly exciting, but the balcony's not where we need to go. Come on, let's go meet the rest of our friends.
So she's gonna say, the balcony is a detour, honey. And she's gonna lead him just basically where she's out of line of sight. So she's not in view of patrons anymore. if he allows her to.
Yeah,
If
he's not going to create a scene if you're not. Like,
okay.
he's in yes and mode.
She wants to have an uninterrupted meeting, and while she doesn't doubt that these people are going to take her somewhere more private, she doesn't want her exit from this party to be with this other group of strangers. So she's going, as soon as she's out of line of sight on this, like, around this corridor or whatever, and there's no one else around, she'll straighten up completely sober, and then she's going to cast disguise self on herself, and just kind of like wink and then wait, like do a shushing motion over her lips.
Yeah, what's your disguise look like?
She's looks still kind of like she's upper class, but not as upper that would, you know, draw too much attention. So she commands a little bit of presence so that guards won't give her any trouble if anyone asks her for like identification or anything. But she also isn't like one of the workers that was invited here by any means. She'll change her outfit to appear to just be like, let's go with an elven woman
kiss the ukulele.
with just sort of like a sleek body fitted, like super fitted sort of all white dress with like blue, sort of a blue glitter at the base of the dress, sort of gradiating up in an ombre effect. Blonde hair, just very like nondescript elven, fancy elven woman.
Okay. So yeah, he does that full body like up down look and says, "Huh, you still definitely maintain a sense of style. All right, let's see if we can have a conversation." And he's going to. So it's he's definitely had like a way about him, but it's not a sachet, but he definitely like moves through the party almost as if it's like a dance, or I mean, yeah, like a dance, but like like there's an element of combat to it. You could easily see this man with like a rapier in one hand and a witty like repartee as he moves through the crowd, like swashbuckles his way across the dance hall. Eventually he does like come and find a seat next to a slightly older, a little bit older than your mom, human woman with like auburn braids and like brilliant green eyes, very serious looking, a half elf with like an ashy long hair and like a beard, dressed in black and orange, and the other milieu of people just like beginning to collect and cluster around the table here.
Cool.
So it's at this point that you realize, like, oh shit, even Kayla's here, and Nara. You recognize like at least a third of the people around this table, and you watch as the dwarf, or the male dwarf at the other side of the table, like in this like, actually, you know what the food was because you ordered it. This like blood orange reduction, like this syrup. He's like drawing and doodling in the table this like flame shape, or the shape of like a stylized flame. And then as soon as he sees that you've seen it, he kind of like smears his fingers through it, and like wipes up the mess off the table.
Cool.
So, are you the one that Darius took out to the balcony?
I'll like look around the table and just be like, it seems I've chosen the right set of friends. I am indeed, and she'll give like a slight bow to her. Which obviously, like, if Othala was not disguised and was as Othala, she would have had to have presented herself much more differently. But you can see a sense of deference in her sort of posture to this woman, knowing who she's most likely speaking to. I am indeed.
So, if that's the case, you've requested this meeting, and as you can see, a few sparks have shown up to start this off. Now, lass, if you wouldn't mind, I do have a few questions for you. And as she like says that, there's a boom, 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 as the first like set of fireworks go off, like illuminating the interior of the room, like shading her face in colors of like blue and red and gold. Right. Well, that seems like it's our signal. You willing to go on a walk?
I'd love to take a walk with you. And she'll like extend her hand out to be like, to like pretend like she's friendly, like Marjorie Tyrell style, like taking this woman in her arms and like leading her out the building as everyone else is distracted by the beautiful display of fireworks above.
Okay. So you know this, being your house and all. So there's the main house, which is like, sprawling across a good quarter of the floor, if not more. Out on the grounds, however, there is what you have, oh so subtly termed the private retreat, which is just a smaller little like cabin style place where you have a little bit more, intimate gatherings. For groups of more like 10 to 20 rather than the 200 that you've invited to this party.
Yes.
So whereas the other place is like all decked out in your mother's aesthetic of like whites and glass, or like white marble and transparent glass, the private retreat is in a small little forest near the corner of the estate, and it's this like dark wood with a greenhouse set into the yard, and there's a smaller staff of like 3 or 4 servants and constructs that maintain the private retreat, the cabin, as you would probably call it.
Mm-hmm. The cabin, I love that.
So yeah, this cabin is bigger than the house of any of these other people, or like the actual house of anybody else that's walking in with you.
Right.
So bringing in Kayla, Mithra, Rode, Taz, Thorn, Lysander, Vieri, and Darius. Oh, and Nara. It's become not quite crowded. That's 9 people. One of the constructs of the place comes up and like brings a little tray just of like little water glasses, before like rushing off to the kitchen to go start preparing something a little bit more substantial. So as the 9 of you take your seats around the long table in the middle of the hall here, Nara is the first one to speak up. All right, so looks like we finally got together with this whole shindig. A couple of us seem to know a little more about what's going on, and some of us seem to know a little less.
As she says the less, Taz will raise her hand.
Oh, you're cute. I like you.
Well, thanks.
So, I'll just go ahead and make some introductions here, since I seem to know the most people. Well, actually, don't know your face, but Kayla, this is my friend Vairi. Vairi was, she was not a friend of your mother's, but an acquaintance.
At that, everyone just notices her eyes just kind of widen.
Yeah. Vairi stiffens a bit. Like, she kind of, no, actually not like Darius. Darius had a little bit more yes and than Vairi does. Vairi looks a little bit shell-shocked when you say that. Or when Nara says that. Oh, yeah, no, yes, you arrested her more than once. So, or way back at a time. But water under the bridge. Come on. So, this is Vairi. And she is, let's call it the head of our little organization, the spark that started the fire, as it were. Now, I met Kayla. Kayla is a friend of Karin's, and Kayla has been asking some pretty interesting questions, particularly on the behalf of, I don't know this elf. Who's the elf? And she'll like blink for a second, and when her eyes open back, like you can see her pupils are like illuminated from behind. Mithra, you recognize this instantly as like the outward expression of detect magic. Oh, okay, I understand what's going on now. So,
I'm sure in this space though, Garrow, guises are unnecessary as we are in a safe spot.
Yeah, so if you've dropped your disguise self, that's...
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and drop it at this point. It was just mostly for the exit of the party and the relocation of this meeting.
Excellent. Right, Shug. So, this is actually Othala Vandergrim, the lady of the evening, and she gives a little, like, in the palm clap, like, not really loud, but not quite sarcastic. Our Lady of the Evening. She's been asking some questions on Othala the Younger's behalf. Now, few of you I've not met before, but really like you, as she points to Taz, and the two of you, like...
Taz will, like, finger wave, like wave with each individual finger.
Yeah. You and Thorn are the only ones in the room that are like approaching Nara's height. And so she like comes up and as you're seated and she's standing, she'll like push an elbow like on your shoulder and kind of like lean into you. Ooh, sturdy.
She's full on cheesing, just...
Go ahead.
So, let me just continue the bullshit here. Let's say that we all know more or less who everybody is here. Vairi, leader of the Ember Coalition. Othala, Miss Moneybags here who set up this whole shit, this whole thing. Now, the rest of you.
She'll look over, and Taz will, like, put her hand out and be like, Taz, your next date. With that exact cheesy grin that Max has drawn on there for me.
Who are you saying this to?
To Nara.
To Nara, your next date?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah, Othala, like stifles an eye roll, but it does start before she checks herself with that.
Taz does not notice she's just looking at Nara now.
Yeah, the fact that Nara is being so casual and friendly with Taz, this like sort of grungy dwarf that's just hanging out with her now, and is slightly off-putting.
So yeah, as you extend your hand, like Nara puts her. So Nara's hand is like maybe a third the size of yours. Like she's a halfling versus your like kind of burly dwarven grip. So she puts a hand in yours and like does the little like dainty handshake thing. But she doesn't
She
let go.
kisses her hand.
Yeah. So after the little like handshake thing, like Nara doesn't let go, and it's like casual contact. But So, all right. So Othala and Vairi, the two of you are the ones that set this up. And Vairi, why don't you go ahead and introduce the rest of your compatriots here? And Vairi, clearly like less versed in the way of pleasantries, points at everybody like directly to their face. Well, that's Darius. That's Lysander. Pretty sure that's road or path or
hold
road.
on. Are you sure your name's not Asphalt or something?
Taz starts laughing like very loudly, like
Wait, you didn't even wait for him to get through the name first.
No, I heard the name.
She said
She called you
Road.
Road.
Mm-hmm.
Road, Taz, and last one there is Mithra.
Are you sure your name is, and looking directly at Road, are you sure your name's not Asphalt?
What the hell is Asphalt?
I don't know, but you abandoned me on a mission once.
Oh,
it was in a winter place. It was...
Wait, you can't pull that shit. That was non-canonical. Don't blame me for something that happens in your dreams. I know I make myself at home there, but
I mean, if you throw as well as you fight, then I'm very concerned for your chances of survival.
Othala's gonna lean into Kayla and be like, "Wait, is this the man from your dream?"
Yeah, the one who abandoned me to some weird evil queen?
What a bastard.
Yes.
I suppose he's
my
supposed to be
fault
on
that
our
you've
side
dreamt
then.
about me.
So one by one,
right.
Vairi will point at everybody and give no more introduction than like their first name.
Their first name. Like I still don't know who these people are. I just know their name now.
Yep.
Fantastic. Why don't we get more comfortable then? And I will like double clap my hands, and the fireplace in the living room area will flare to life, just out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. It's like on a clapper, sort of even more illuminating the room, which was low lit previously. And there's like a fur pelt of some sort on the ground, acting as a carpet, and then these really cozy, sort of lodgy, but stylish sofas are right in front of the fireplace, and she'll go and take a seat in one of them, and cross her legs and gesture for everyone else to join her.
For the most part, everybody sits, except Lysander, who like it's at this. So you've noticed that he's got like these wispy vapors like all up around him at all times. But this is the first time that he actually like pulls a like hand rolled cigarette out and like with the tip of a thumb, like very very sorcerer-esque, like lights up his cigarette. At which point all of the like vaporous shadows around him like deepen simultaneously.
Oh. Interesting. Do I know what that's about at all? I'm not
roll
proficient
Arcana.
in Arcana, but
oh yeah, okay. You can roll Arcana if you want to, but that would be the only relevant.
I would like to have one good roll tonight, so let's just go for both here. Hey, it's a 16 plus 1, so 17.
17.
Yeah.
The cigarette has nothing to do with it, though it does irk just slightly. Well, actually, I don't know. The cabin might be smoking friendly. Comes in with cigars and stuff. But like on a 17, like you recognize shadow magic. It's not super duper common. But this guy's clearly playing with light and dark, and is trying to get you to think that it's something a little bit more substantial.
Interesting.
Extra bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. Let's see. All right. I guess I'll just kind of like ignore the guy in the corner as he's like trying to brood and be silly. I will just be like, well, I'm sure I need no introduction. You all know exactly who I am. But you might not know why I have asked for you to be here. I'd like to take part in your cause, as it were. Actually, let's be a little bit more specific. What's the name of the leader again? What's her name? Viry. Viry, can you please explain to me what it is you and your crew, shall like air quotes, are aiming to gain out of this? What is your end goal here before I put all my chips in one basket, as it were?
Make an insight check.
Sure. So good at these. I'm gonna use this fancy
Theme of the campaign.
All right, guys, let's go for one.
That looks cocked on my image, but whatever. So it's technically a 12. I rolled a 13
12?
minus 1. Yeah.
Okay, so you watch as Viry like looks over to Nara. And Nara like keeps eye contact with Viry for a second, nods in kind of a half committal way. Before Viry turns back and says, "Shit. Well, if she's willing to vouch for you, then I guess I can't really." Would you say that we can trust you? You're the last kind of person that I would ever expect to reach out to me, but of course we had to do so. So
I will.
I realize this is me asking that. This is the mouse asking the cat to play nice, but can I really trust you?
I'll It's a good way to. What do I have?
I'm gonna jump in at this moment. It was like, if you can't trust her word, then trust mine. If you knew my mother, then you knew what type of woman she was. I'm just a humble shopkeeper, and I trust her with my life.
Wow.
Fair.
Holy shit. I mean, I was going to make some grand speech about how you should trust me and spill my guts, but it seems I've already endeared myself to this woman here, so
halfway through your sentence, she kind of like snaps in your face, like just kind of, it's fine. I don't need all the flowery words. If Nara's willing to speak on your behalf and Miss Kayla, if the Wind Rider's willing to speak for you as well, then I suppose I don't have any ground to stand on when it comes to holding you to suspicion. After all, we've all got our pasts, our associations. So, we clearly are setting ourselves up to become quite the thorn in the side of the satrapies. And, as much as I fucking hate to say it, we could use someone of your financial talents to help supplement our abilities in this fight.
Sugar mama! Sorry,
yeah. Heck yeah.
If you're willing to back us and support us, then I think that we can risk bringing you on board, at least a little, at least for the time being.
I would love to aid you in your claim. There has been far too much corruption in the upper crust families that I've associated with since my birth and my adoption from my mother, Othala I. I've seen what her and the other satrapies and the sort of bending of the rules that they take place, and I do love a good tight ship to be run. Bending of the rules is sometimes necessary, but when it's at the cost of innocent lives, that's where I kind of draw the line.
Fair
I
enough.
don't like what I'm seeing from my peers and the parents of most of my peers. I would like to aid you, fund you, and eventually maybe gain your favor for when new management is required.
Girl, you're fucking insane if you think we're putting your type back on top when we accomplish our goals. But in the meantime, I'm sure we can persuade you to our way of saying things.
I welcome it,
Simply
darling.
because I am a woman of simple words. Maelhaven is fucking broken. This is a place where everybody should be able to prosper, and hardly anyone does. Only those of your ilk. Fucking 200ers and more. And to a lesser extent, fucking... The thing is, as long as we've got these satraps who are willing to beat down, break, and fucking murder citizens in order to, quote, keep the peace, to maintain dignity and order, to say things such as, you can never be too aggressive in the pursuit of order. Shit like that. We know that this place, that the city is a fucking disease, and it needs to be excised before it consumes and kills us all. So,
Well said. Well said.
I'm working. Me and mine, we are working towards a city where wealth and power and magical expertise doesn't mean the limits of your life. Where those who are born to less, or we should not have to kowtow and bend the knee to those with cash in hand simply because of it. You and I, we're the fucking same, regardless of how many coins you got in your fucking purse. So, if you can agree to that, then I think we can find a way to get along. Otherwise,
go ahead.
We'll be on our way, and we'll never have to speak of this again.
She gives Vyri a very long and silent sort of stare, like judging stare, before speaking again. Actually, I don't carry a purse. I have a construct who carries my things for me. But that's neither here nor there. I'm kidding. I think we can be in agreement on this, and I will state again, I am prepared to do whatever it takes to get you to trust me. Even if it means running some little low-level missions or whatever it is that you need from me.
Girl, if that's what you think that trust is, I'm sorry to say that you've got a rude awakening ahead of you. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have to put some skin in the game. I can't just sit here and let you bankroll and think that you're participating, because that puts us at too vulnerable a state. You got to be just as invested as the rest of us. And to you and you, pointing to Mithra, Road, and Taz.
I have been noticed. There, go ahead.
I've been thinking about it all fucking night, and I have decided if you don't agree with any of this, and if you think that you need to leave, you can do it. It's fine.
Rhoda's
Far
gonna
be it for
stand up.
me to act in the same way as the Aegis does and fucking imprisoning you without cause. Just
Rhoda's-
because I'm afraid of what you're going to do does not mean that you don't have the right to do it.
Yeah.
No,
Rhoda's gonna stand up when he says you're free to leave, and he's gonna reach over and grab the crab rangoon's back and sit back down.
Kaz is full on just like heart-eyed emoji, just staring at Nara. She's not paying attention to anybody, anything anybody's saying. She's just,
She joins the rebellion for a sexy halfling woman.
And everyone has to
Could
have a
have been
reason.
God
reasons.
damn it. I miss Axel so bad.
Gay panic.
Yeah. Just a
so
little bit.
if you have any reason whatsoever to find your way outside of the norms, to realize that the system itself is broken, to help us create a place, a city where each of us can pursue our talents and our goals without needing to ask permission of the fucking aristocracy, you can find a place on our team. If you think this is too dangerous, or if this is something that you don't see yourself fully fucking committing to, then we can part ways now.
Who does she look at when she says that? Fully fucking committing to.
She kind of like, with each word, she shifts first from Othala to Mithra, to Othala, Mithra, Taz, and then Kayla.
My schedule is wide open, apparently.
Yeah, Rode, we know your reputation. I know you've tried to keep a low fucking profile your whole life, but you've been in this town too long not to have made an impression.
When she says that, do I recognize Rode at this point?
Make a history check.
I am proficient in history.
Let's see what happens. What the fuck?
Yeah!
Oh, shit!
The new dice are doing a little bit better for me.
All right, Rode, why don't you go ahead and tell us like a quick 5-minute, not even 5 minutes, just like, what is your most notorious story? Like, what is the one that gets you free drinks at the bar? Like,
okay. Oh, I gotta come up with something off the top of my head now.
Enjoy that shit. I've been
Tell me
doing it
about it.
all night.
What was that?
said, yeah, man, tell me about it.
Dude, I don't know, man. Mad respect, Garrow, because I keep, like, when it was just you and me for a while, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And you were just, like, making up shit off the top of your head, like, that totally makes sense. And it, like, sounds so good. And I'm like, I can't even play this one character, and you're playing, like, 50. Anyways.
Garrow, quick question. As a point of order, I know the image of the tower is a fully enclosed, like the one that you've got in the background here, is fully enclosed. Are there, like, openings to the outside world from inside the tower?
So you see those like brass inlays on the sides of it?
Yeah.
Those do still create a barrier from the inside to the outside, but there are balconies like on each floor where individuals who can fly or like need to teleport by line of sight can like zoop their way out of the tower. It is not like, yeah, it for lack of a better term, yes, there's basically a balcony on at least every other floor.
I've been picturing those gold parts as like an inlaid opening, like
yeah, it's like
it's like outdoor air openings.
Yeah, it's like a lattice work kind of thing.
Yeah,
like the gaps between each of the like the bars of brass are like probably 8 to 10 feet wide, and they just look from a distance like they are like fully enclosed. It's almost like lace going up the sides of the tower.
Okay. All right. So the story that the Road likes to tell, or the story that people like to tell about Road when they recognize him, is the time that he got involved on the 85th floor with an air quotes underground fighting ring, where a lot of of the reason Othala that remembers this is because she's got like some hoity-toity like friends who like, ooh, we're gonna be dangerous and go out for the night and bet on the bare knuckle boxing,
100%.
huh?
100%.
Yeah. This is like,
She's probably been. She's
yeah.
probably been.
Maybe Othala would have recognized Road. So Road was participating in an underground cage match fight where he was fighting against. It was basically just he was fighting against a 9-foot Goliath of a man who was well known for popping his opponent's heads like grapefruits. Road managed to, after a grueling fight, managed to get the upper hand on this guy, only for the wealthy aristocrats to realize that one of the more petulant of the teenagers who had bet quite a bit of his father's coin on the Goliath to win, got a little bit upset about it and called down the guards to have the illegal fighting ring dismantled. In the scuffle, Road managed to scrap two dozen. This has all been overblown at this point, by the way, just for people to know. He managed to scrap. Rumors say he was able to fully dismantle 24 of the what are your robots called, Garo?
Peacekeepers.
Peacekeepers. They had him cornered at one of the balconies when he jumped off, and the next people saw him. He managed to somehow rappel down to the 42nd floor balcony, and managed to make a swift escape. But that's why he doesn't get arrested by peacekeepers, is because they're afraid of him. Yeah.
So, yeah, when Viry says, yeah, Road, if it was your reputation that stopped us from fucking murdering the two of you on the spot. So.
You're him, aren't you? I'll, turn and, lock eyes on Road. The man who flew from the middle of the tower down to nearly the bottom and survived. The man who took out, what is it, 35 peacekeepers now? Is that what number we're up to?
I think that's the last count that someone told the story about me.
Yes, I remember you. My cousin Laurel lost 300 gold betting against you. I remember it fondly. Yes, I know you.
You probably don't, actually.
Anyway, if you two lovers are willing to fucking drop it for a second, actually pay attention. If you're willing to commit, then you're willing to fucking, throw your balls to the wall for the cause. We do have a job that needs done. And I think, unfortunately, we're going to need your help to do it.
Are you referring to Othala when she says need your help, or just to everybody?
Yeah, so with fingers pinching the bridge of her nose, eyes closed, I think we're gonna, she facing towards Othala, I think we're gonna need your fucking.
I could stand to say that just a little bit louder. No, I'm just kidding. Of course I'll help you.
Mm-hmm. I'm down.
Just tell me what it is. Tell me what it is you need.
We, some of our people got themselves into trouble ago. And we managed to release a few of them today. but the 5 of them that were about to be hung for their actions. We're working on a bigger job.
Taz will lean over to Nara, be like, I helped that, right? Yeah, that was me.
Oh my fucking god.
Really, Sugar? That was impressive.
Yeah.
News travels fast in this tower. Somebody actually ran in and saved those people off the gallows.
I mean,
Can
it's
I
just what I
insight check?
do. It's fine.
Is Nara playing with Taz, or is she
If you want to make an insight check, go ahead.
I do want to make an insight check. That's too distracting. Let's do this one again. Yeah, no, that tracks 4.
4?
Yeah.
Hard to tell. Nara, so far, it's not so much that you think that she's lying or that she thinks, or that you think that she's telling the truth. It's that you know that she has been fucking with you since the moment that you met, and you cannot fucking tell what is true and what is false out of her mouth.
Yeah. She must have a type. Clearly, she must have a type. That's what she'll tell herself in order to save herself the embarrassment, because she fully thought she was going to enrapture Nara upon their first meeting, and so far it has been the other way around, and that is very frustrating for her because that's never happened before.
So, I think we're going to need your help. Because we're going after the Satrapa of Lands herself. We think that she's been holding out. Because I don't know how she's fucking done it, but everything that I have purchased, every ounce of food that has been brought back to our tower has rotted on sight upon crossing the threshold. I don't know what the fuck she's done, but Tannen thinks that he found the spell, the bits. I'm not a magic person myself. I don't quite understand what it is that he found, but Tannen thinks that he's figured out what the hell that Amalie did to make it so that way our people are starving. That she can pick and choose who gets to actually eat in the city. So, if you're willing to help, that's the first step. So we gotta get our people fucking fed. So if you're willing to go after Erinith, we'll see you in the base tonight. Yeah.
Directions. Where is your base exactly? Or shall I have an escort?
Don't bring an escort.
I meant one of you.
Tell you what. And she's gonna turn to Thorn. And actually, like, now that the energy or like the tenseness in the room has like settled a bit, there is less of the like feeling of oh shit, or like which of us is gonna knife each other first. You actually recognize the male dwarf on the other side of the table, or like yeah.
Do I?
Yes, Thorn Flintspark. You would never have thought to see your tailor's nephew showing up with these people of all.
How scandalous. Oh.
Thorn has been like avoiding eye contact with you the entire time.
I'll like do a double take and then just be like, oh, Thorny boy. You and I, we have some catching up to do, don't we?
So, we're gonna actually, before we get into anything more substantial, we're gonna call it there for the night so we can end the stream at a reasonable time.
Hey, right at 9.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for
crazy right now,
chat. So. Those who stuck with us through the whole time. We will join next session for the first time with everybody all together. As we begin exploring the
kiss that man.
Woo!
As we begin
Yeah.
exploring the options of the Ember Coalition to begin building their power and influence in the city. As these freedom fighters begin recruit or have found some of their newest recruits. Oh,
Cool.
yeah, actually, my bad.
Where is Taz and
We
Nara's
actually won't be
first race
running a
going to be?
session next week.
Yeah, next week is going to be an off session, but I will still be doing
What you gonna do?
Why don't we do?
We're not going to be running a session next week, but I am still going to be maybe doing a gaming session, or maybe we'll play Baldur's Gate or something.
That's what I was going to
Among
say.
Us?
BG.
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking maybe playing Baldur's Gate or something to scratch that D&D itch for those of you who are, just so we can keep the consistency up, keep having something going during the Sundays.
I wish you could have a larger group in Baldur's Gate than 4 people.
Right.
Because that would be fun if all of us could do it.
That would be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hannah and I are going to be out, so that's Taz, but
Taz and DM is gonna be gone.
So wait, that still leaves us with 4 people, right?
Unless Kevin joins.
Unless Kevin joins.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think Kevin might still be out next week, isn't he?
no, he's flying
idea.
back from DC to right now. Like, he's in the air right now.
Alrighty.
And if you're gonna be playing Baldur's Gate, Kevin's gonna like fight to be part of that.
Yeah, he will.
Fine.
First
I
come,
can
first
always
serve.
watch and make obnoxious commentary.
You obnoxious
I-
commentary? Nah.
Actually, Avery, do you play Baldur's Gate?
I don't even have it. So
Oh, well,
Okay,
there,
so
we
then
got
Avery
it
can
sorted.
make the Sai can make the obnoxious commentary.
Perfect. She's actually really good at that. From our experience with Overwatch.
yeah, I am very good at it. You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sai is
We
very good at
appreciate
crushing your soul with simple comments.
Oh, it's so good. She should have been playing with Othala, honestly.
Yeah.
No,
Alrighty.
You're
All right. Well, that's
way
gonna.
better.
Go ahead.
No, that's not.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it for the session this week, guys.
Cool.
Thanks for
Guys,
hanging out as long as you did.
Shout out Trollaloxon.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they went to
Yet
bed
again?
an hour ago.
Yeah,
I know.
He left a
Troll
little while
Luxon's
ago,
in
but
bed.
still. Hey.
As Rubik's Cuber did want to ask where you're taking Nara on your first date.
You'll have to keep tuning in to find out. See, Arden, that's
snap.
how you do it.
Yeah. Shit. Should have done that. Fuck. I gotta get good. Apparently.
But don't you worry. I will not forget about it.
Oh no. No. Lie. As I watch on jealously.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
Night.
Anyone else have anything they want to say? Who wants to have the last word?
Thanks for hanging. And
We can do the OSP thing. Bye.
Bye.